Welcome, everybody. Today, Bears, Bulls, Hawks on the Chicago Clubhouse podcast. Hit it.
You are now rocking with the Chicago Clubhouse podcast, where they think they know everything, but honestly, they don't know shit.
These summer league games and they tell you about these new up and coming coaches.
I think we should get rid of every motherfucking owner in Chicago.
Enzo and Caruso, both when they are on the court, are like your defensive generals.
But they need to get that strong safety who's not scared to hit somebody.
They really don't know shit.
And welcome. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to the Chicago Clubhouse podcast. Well, as my man Rick Party said, we think we know everything, but we really don't know shit. Today we're going to talk to you about the NBA draft lottery. We're going to also talk about the Bulls. And we're going to have our man Frank the Tank hit you off with some Hawk talk. I guess the Bulls wasn't that lucky today. They did have a 1.8 chance to get the number one pick. They ended up getting number 11, which now will be sent to the Orlando Magic, who also has the number 6 and the number 11 pick. Good thing the talent isn't as rich in the NBA as it is in the NFL. Could you imagine a team in the NFL having the number 6 and the number 11th pick in the NFL draft? Big moves. Very big moves. But enough about that. We'll have my special segment that I have, Keep It a Stack, where I will talk about the Chicago Bulls GM, AK, Arterius Carnivores, whatever his name is. I will be talking about him today. But without further ado, let's go ahead and kick this thing off. Let's bring in the dream team. My man that knows all the stats from the 80s and the 90s and the 2000s. My man, JB.
What up, what up, what up?
What up, bro? How you feeling, man?
Feeling good, man. I was, hoping that we would have did a little bit better in the lottery. So, you wear your good shirt, trying to get a little good juju in there. And
Wait, who's on that?
That would be Lonzo Ball and Zach LaVine with an old NBA Jam thing. And
yeah, well, it's already fucked because Alonzo Ball on it. So
right.
The guy that we spent $88 million on, and
played as many games as you and me
not
did.
Gonna play at all next year as well. So he's gonna spend 2.5 fucking years in Chicago. Well, he probably will spend 2.5 years in Chicago, basically getting fucking paid and not playing.
Hey, great job, AK.
Oh yeah. We're gonna be talking about that on my segment. Keep it a stack.
Can't wait.
Yeah, talking about that bullshit. But without further ado, let's bring on the man. He's a tank, but we all know him as Frank. Frank, the tank.
What's up, fellas? How's everyone doing?
I'm finna say, we saw the wheels are spinning, so you know you're gonna make it in.
It should be good, I hope. How's everyone doing today?
Hey, we doing pretty good. Weather was nice until it dropped.
common here in Illinois. What else can we say about that shit? But
temperamental Chicago.
Unfortunately, we couldn't get our guest on here today, which I was really hoping to chime in some basketball with that shit. So.
Oh man, I had facts, figures.
Yeah,
facts,
dude, I had like a
testimonials, book. Like I had it all ready to go.
Yeah, I had like a book ready to go.
And then you got this crybaby prima donna that's on behind me.
We all know that prima donna, and I'm sure we'll have one fan of his in the chat.
Oh, sure, but like if Denver pull out their brooms like they really should, man, go home and be a dad, man. Go be a father to your child, man.
Yeah. Exactly. Agree with that.
One for Congress or something. Get out the league.
Exactly. Well, we do got another member. You can catch his show, Easy Does It, on Thursdays on the Chicago Clubhouse Network. We're going to bring it in for my man that makes it look so easy. Our guy, Easy.
Hello.
Boy, you should have known by now. Easy Does It.
Easy Does It.
That should be your intro. That really should be your intro.
What should it be now?
Easy Does It. Yeah. Easy
but JB said something.
Yeah, the intro to the song. Boy, you should have known by now. Easy Does It. Like that should literally be your intro.
You know what? I like that. I'm a.
We might get docked on it though.
Yeah.
Might get docked on it.
Okay, we'll alter one of the octaves of his voice.
I could ask him politely.
He's deceased. So
yeah, we know you're out there in sunny Cali, living up the good sense. I mean, I can tell by the shirt. The shirt just looks very California.
$2 at a thrift shop.
Very summery.
We do got to break down with him though. Like, how about them Memphis Grizzlies?
Oh, we're gonna talk about that too.
Well, because for everybody in the chat, EZ is, or at least we can say was,
I'm a part-time Grizzlies fan, full-time Bulls fan.
I'm gonna say this: they need to part ways with Taylor Jenkins too. He should be the next coach on the chopping block.
Oh, I agree with that.
He's a terrible coach. He's been a terrible coach ever since he just didn't challenge plays that needed to be challenged last year against the Warriors in the conference semis. Yeah, no, he's a horrible coach. And John Morant is not the brightest guy out there.
You can say he's an idiot.
He's
Yeah, I mean he's
I don't even know what to say, honestly. To all the people out there too, we were talking to this before we went live. To all the people who are Bulls fans saying, "Hey, we need a point guard." Yeah,
what's wrong with
you see what he's doing in Tennessee. You want to bring him to Chicago?
Hey, I'll take it. That'd be hilarious if he got traded from one of my teams to my other team. That'd be great.
If John Morant came here pulling those same stunts, he'd be locked up in some warehouse over there on West Loop or something. We wouldn't find him.
Yeah, that's probably
right.
The
first thing we want to do is we want to give a shout out to everybody in the chat. Hello, everybody. Continue leaving your comments. Today we're going to be answering. If you got any questions, we'll be talking about some things that you guys want to talk about. As Frank said earlier, unfortunately, our guest wasn't able to make it on tonight. So tonight is going to be about you guys. We want you guys to come on. We want you guys to comment, give us your thoughts. We're going to be talking about the Bears schedule. We didn't get a chance to talk about last week because unfortunately we didn't come on for the Bears schedule. And, our show comes on Tuesday. So in the Bears schedule, I think that schedule dropped, what was that, Thursday?
Mm-hmm.
Or Wednesday, one of the two. So we're going to talk about the Bears schedule. We're going to have our predictions on the wins and losses that we believe that the Bears will have. I'm pretty sure it's going to get pretty heated up in here about that.
Yeah.
Also, we're going to talk about the Bulls and their draft lottery or not lottery. And then we're also going to talk about Frank. He wants to talk about the Blackhawks and how people are saying things were rigged for the Blackhawks. I don't know shit. Chicago's the only city I know that's had 2 first-round picks. Well, 2 number one picks.
Right? 2 number 1 picks. We were hoping for a third today, but it didn't happen.
Right. Could have been 3. But God knows we didn't want to sit up there and do that.
Well, okay. I tell you what. Since you opened the door, let's dig on into it. Let's put
let's go on in. So first of all, Hey, Frank, what you got? You got the schedule, right?
Yeah, let's hit it up. I'll get it.
All right. So let's talk about this Chicago Bears schedule.
We'll go around the table here. Who wants to go first?
Win, 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 tie, win, 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 win. 16-0-1.
All right. Let me kick easy off. Hold on.
Right.
Oh,
All right, now for real.
All right, for real.
Yeah.
I mean, do we want to go week by week?
Right there.
All four of us go week by week?
Yeah, we can go week by week.
All right, so I mean, that first opening day, I had a feeling they were going to do this with Aaron Rodgers leaving, and hopefully now there's finally going to be competition between the Bears and the Packers. It just sucks because I said last year that I can't pick the Packers beating the Bears anymore. For God's sakes, man. But I can't pick the Bears to lose this game. I got the Bears 27 to 10.
Oh, you doing scores too? I was just gonna say just do
I like scores.
That's up to you.
just do wins losses because that
You want to just do wins?
Yeah,
We can just do that. Yeah, well, once it gets closer to the schedule, or once it gets closer, we'll do scores. But yeah, so win for me.
Yeah, I mean, win week one, right? I'm not going to pick the Packers over the Bears. Are you kidding? I'm not crazy.
All right. Hey, Frank,
45 to
take the schedule
2.
real quick.
Take it off,
Yeah. Okay, there we go. So we know week one, Green Bay. I'm gonna go Bears with the win for that one.
I too have the Bears.
JB.
Oh,
Okay.
it's a 4 across the board here. Are we gonna do like a little fantasy league here? Like who's gonna have the best record at the end of the year again? We
I
started
do one every year. I'll add y'all to it.
Okay. Next game.
Yeah. Who's gonna take notes on this then? On what we're picking.
We can do that.
Oh, we're taking notes already?
But let's get the way early predictions. Let's get those out the way.
Because we all got a W week one.
Predictions as early is stupid. Yeah, they are. They are, Nick. But you know who else is stupid? Me. So at least it's consistent with my character. Just saying.
Fits well.
The shoe fits.
Yeah.
I have no.
I mean, everything is subject to change.
I mean, it's up to you guys. Do we want to go week by week thing, or we just want to bet their record right now by looking?
We can bet their record. I mean,
let's just do their record right now.
Let's just say an early Bears prediction record going off of the schedule
we can do that
so far. That we know that when they're gonna play, where they're gonna play at, which is also key, and what time they're gonna play, because I see they got a couple Thursday games.
Yes.
Wasn't it?
Thursday
it was a Thursday versus a really bad team, though, wasn't it?
Well,
Carolina. It was Carolina who was thinking of.
Right, but remember, we lost to Washington last year, so that Thursday night game is one of those. I'll just put the 2 bum teams on. We need to get a hold of that game.
Yeah. So I'm looking at this schedule. I mean, I'll go first. I got a win. I got us starting off 2-0. We're not beating Kansas City 2-1. I don't have us beating Denver either. We'll go 2-2. I'm not scared of Washington, especially in a short week. I have Justin Fields killing it on a short week. So we will go 3-2. Minnesota at home, I will go 4-2. Vegas, I don't see it happening, unfortunately. I don't know. We always had bad luck versus the Raiders. So 4-3. Chargers, I got taking us in LA 4-4. New Orleans, I have taken us in New Orleans 4-5. Taking Carolina 5-4. In Detroit, 5-5. Sorry, in Detroit, they're taking us 5-6. I have a surprise. In Minnesota though, on a Monday night game. Yeah, I can't give 5-7. We're gonna take one versus Detroit though, so 6-7, 7-7. Arizona's a freaking train wreck. 8-7, 9-7, 10-7. I got them going 10-7.
That's pretty good.
Okay. Easy, did you go yet?
No, I'll go for real. I think we start out 2-0, being optimistic about the Packers, and I don't really think the Bucs are all that good now that Tim Brady's gone. Then we'll lose our next two to a much improved Sean Payton Denver team, and of course Andy Reid and the world champion Chiefs. I think we find a way to get it done against Washington this time around. Then we beat Minnesota. I think we'll beat the Raiders, lose to the Chargers and Saints. So that puts us at. Wait, I lost track of my math here. 2, 2-1, 2-2, 3-2, 4-2, 4-3, 4-4, 5-4. Beat Carolina 6-4. Then we lose 2 division games on the road. 6-6 bye week. Then we're gonna tie Detroit. It's gonna be a tie. It's gonna be really annoying. We're gonna be very frustrated about it. So 6-6-1.
You're an asshole. You would.
I'm not a good person. Then we're gonna beat Cleveland. We'll beat Arizona. So 8-6-1. Then we're gonna beat Atlanta. And then we're going to beat Green Bay. So 10-6-1. I didn't realize how optimistic I was until just now.
So you should have been 10-7. You just had to go 10-6-1.
No, 10-6-1. We're 10-6-1. Hey, there were like 3 or 4 ties last season.
So let Anthony put out a comment right now too that says nobody's picking any upsets. It's a good question. I didn't really pick any upsets.
This schedule really doesn't have the upset to pick, honestly.
I mean, if I'm going to pick an upset, I'm probably going to maybe go us upsetting Denver. That'll probably be my one upset. I don't see us upsetting anybody else, though.
But currently constructed, is that an upset because of the record that Denver had last year? I mean, we both
no, but I'm only throwing Sean Payton into that mix.
I mean, that's a big piece of why they, why they should be favored. And it's in Denver.
Exactly.
No, it's in Chicago.
No, it's in Chicago, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Well, even better.
Also, I could see Tampa being favored against us. Remember, we did have the worst record in the league last year. There's reason to believe Vegas won't love us.
And Brooke made a good point. The only upset on that schedule technically is Kansas City. That is true. There's only one team that really you can label as an upset on that schedule.
Well, maybe the Chargers, but the Chargers they've always been better on paper than what the record has actually shown.
Look, I'm gonna be there.
He's an idiot too.
I'm gonna be there. It's gonna be such a Chicago crowd. It's gonna be crazy. I'm very excited.
Good. So, Chris, are you gonna go?
You can go, JB.
You want me to go?
Yeah.
Okay.
Go ahead.
So here's my quirkiness. Beat Green Bay. Tampa Bay. It depends to me on which Baker Mayfield shows up. But I'm going to say we get lucky and he does what Baker normally does. So that's 2-0. Then we go lost Denver, KC. I got us beating Washington only because it's on a Thursday and a switch.
That's
the Minnesota game, I got us winning. I got us actually losing that one. Vegas, we lose. Chargers, we lose. Saints, we lose. Beat Carolina. We lose this one at Detroit. Now, week 12, Monday night. Kirk Cousins historically does not play good in primetime. He does not play well in primetime at all. So I actually have us taking that game in Minnesota.
Yeah, I love we get the Vikings in primetime. I will say that.
Absolutely. Then the split with Detroit. I actually have us losing to Cleveland because a year of Deshaun Watson getting back to what he normally does, plus that defense, and they just added another bookend to go with Myles Garrett. That's going to be a problem. I have us beating Arizona, beating Atlanta, and losing to Green Bay. I have us 7-10.
No, you're probably right.
Still an improvement.
It's a 4-game improvement for sure. But the reason why has to do with if you go back to what Skylark said, if we go back to just running the ball all the time because Getsy loves to run the ball, some of these teams is going to play into their favor. The line of the Chargers, the line of the Raiders, the line of the Saints. Like, those are the teams you need to open up. Those are not the teams in the line of Cleveland. Those aren't teams you need to just sit back and continue to just run the ball. You know, if they give you those one-on-one coverages on the outside to stop the run, go ahead and throw the ball. I mean, and then to be honest with you, Washington scares me because now Chase Young is back. We already know, we already know what Deron Payne brings. Like, that's not an easy win. It's only because it's a Thursday that I'm even even thinking that. And then who's their QB again? Not Heineke, because he went to.
Is he worth a name?
Sam Howell. Their quarterback is Sam Howell. I don't even know if Sam Howell is that good. So that's why I'm saying, like, we should Washington, like, let's win the games we definitely should win this year, and put Justin in a position to succeed. But 7-10 for sure.
Good shit. Hey, Frank, for mine, you can take that down.
Oh, you're that cool. Huh? Got to see your face. We got to get
tell
grilled.
They're not here to see us. They're here to see the little man here, you know. He's really
Star
the star of the show. Ain't that right, homie? You the star of the show? Yeah, he's the star of the show. Shit, we just here with an accessory. Anyway, for week one, I'm gonna say we're gonna go ahead and win that one. First game of the season. They're playing with a new quarterback. I guess you can call him an old quarterback. That's really getting his first taste of NFL life. Justin, I think with all the additions that we got, it's a good time to get Green Bay. Week 2, I got us beating Tampa. Who's their quarterback again?
Baker Mayfield.
Yeah. As I think Brooks said earlier, if there is a upset, the true upset will probably be at Kansas City. I don't have us winning that game. I actually
really the only upset.
Yeah, it's taking an
could
L.
beat any of those other teams.
But if you look statistically, isn't like damn near every game we win a fucking upset because
of the record.
Yeah, because we were the worst record in the NFL last year.
Yeah, but also people sit up there and they forget that we sit up there 8 games were decided by 1 score or less that the Chicago Bears were in. So
what is Froggy talking about?
All right. Chris, I love you to death, dude, and I'd love for you to come on here and like explain why are you still so upset about not getting Will Anderson, pretty much.
Wait,
Chris, this is the thing. We're still going through the schedule, but I just want to throw this out there. Chris is really unhappy with what Poles has done so far because we still have nobody to get to the quarterback. And I understand his point. I do. I understand his point, but this offseason is not over yet.
And Chris Froggy, hey, much love, brother, respect because
for your service, dude. Love you.
Thank you for your service.
He's overseas in the Navy right now, so hey,
we do love you. But we want to know, like, if you could come on for like 2-3 minutes, we'd love to have you, brother. But what is it that you felt that Will Anderson was going to bring to the Bears that was going to be so dynamic? Where we had those other holes that have been filled.
Yeah. You can't have him fix every single thing in one off season. You really can't. It's still an off season. All right. There's still a lot of talks out there on the people that he can get that'll help us at least get a better pass rush. But you know what he did do? He got us to stop the run. Will Anderson's not going to stop your run.
Absolutely. But here's the thing.
Like, that's not going to change anything.
Here's the thing. If you look at who we had as our edge rushers last year, the 2 that we brought in off of free agency have more sacks than the 5 we had last year. So we have upgraded. They may not be household names. They might be, like up and coming or what do you call them? Prove it guys, right? But
Marcus Walker fits that mold of a prove it guy.
He does, but he had 7.5 sacks last year.
Yeah, really good player.
He's not a bum.
And
we did break off our schedule. Let's try to get back to the schedule, and then we'll
go back. I'm sorry. Go back.
Foul got cut off on the schedule right there.
You left off.
My bad, Foul.
No, I'm just trying to be
Grogu hit it.
Anyway, like I was saying, we were talking about as far as Denver. Now, this is the thing. I'm not a fan of Denver. Sean Payton, great coach. He's won a Super Bowl. But I don't think like that's just going to make everything change overnight. There seems to be a lot of things going on in that locker room. So We'll see how that play. I got the Bears winning that. To be honest with you, I look at this schedule. There's not a game on this schedule that I see that the Bears can't fucking win, except for probably the Kansas City game. Everybody else on this schedule can damn sure be beat. Y'all say Las Vegas. What the fuck about Las Vegas makes you think that we can't beat fucking Las Vegas?
History
what
of the
makes
Bears
you think
being
that
the
we can't
Raiders.
beat fucking Las Vegas?
Do you want me to really answer that, or are you just rhetorically speaking?
No, I want you to really answer. Like, what makes you think that we can't beat Las Vegas?
So let me not say the only team that I'll say like they really legit can't beat, obviously, is KC, and I'm gonna say the Chargers. Those are the two teams I feel like we just physically don't match
Also,
up.
want to put a disclaimer out there, ladies and gentlemen, out here. This schedule and record is, well, I should say the record is subject to change because of what happens later on.
It's May 16th. Also, JB, I want to push back on that. Anyone can beat the Chargers. Anyone, any week.
Yeah, they can.
The Chargers.
They adhere to the Raiders too.
They adhere to their mascot. They are chaotic. They are lightning. You don't know what you're getting with them. You know, sometimes they strike. Sometimes they just kind of hide in the closet. So,
hey, let me tell you what my mindset is with those two teams, especially what Fowl said first with the Raiders. The only reason I say that we struggle to beat them,
we always struggle to beat the Raiders
with Derek Carr.
Yeah.
Now, at that point, Jimmy G should be healthy, and we know Jimmy G is an upgrade from Derek Carr.
Actually, he is not. But okay. He is not. But okay.
I do not agree with that.
In what world is Jimmy G not an upgrade from Derek Carr?
Jimmy,
and I like Derek Carr. I like Derek Carr.
In this world, and whatever multiverse you want to put us in, it's not a fucking
Jimmy
upgrade.
G.
Yeah, I don't know if I can take Jimmy G over.
I know Jimmy G's won bigger games. He's won playoff games, but
he's
you know what Jimmy G?
He's won, but he hasn't really done enough to win those. But
you know what Jimmy G's had?
Hold on, easy. Before you sit up there and say that Jimmy G has won bigger games, let's get one thing straight. Jimmy G hasn't won big shit.
No, I know. That's what I'm getting at.
The defense
won. That's what I'm getting at, Christopher.
Jimmy G.
Or Christian.
Well, I mean, okay, so that's like saying the Bears never won anything. It's always the defense. No, you got to give some credit to Jimmy G because
I give credit to Jimmy G.
There were some games that he put that San Francisco team on his back and won. You have to give him some credit.
Yeah, San Francisco was a great all-around team, though.
It was really cool.
They're the epitome of a great all-around team.
In the early 90s.
But my point is this: when you look at what, and I'm not even saying Derek Carr is bad because, like I said, I like Derek Carr. I think Derek Carr got a bum deal, and Derek Carr is going to go down to New Orleans and probably be like 12-5 this year.
I'll tell you one thing. The Saints are going to have a better record than the Raiders this year.
Well, look, the Saints
absolutely because look at the division they're in.
He goes from being the worst quarterback in his division by far to being the best quarterback in his division by far.
Absolutely.
They're going to win a lot of games. And on the subject of Derek Carr and Jimmy G, the Raiders are a clown show organization, not a poverty franchise. They are a clown show. Their whole existence exists around getting beat. Like everything, like all the great Raiders moments of the past 2 decades.
Brooks going.
All the best Raiders
check
moments.
Those leggings, Brooke. Check those leggings.
All the best Raiders moments of the past 2 decades involve the Raiders getting beat by some team. That's just the fact. The Niners are a good, well-run organization. Jimmy G has always had this luxury of being able to play with an elite defense. And yeah, he's made some good throws in big games. I'm not denying that. He's a decent quarterback. But you put him on a clown show like the Raiders where he's going to consistently have to put up 30 points a game. I just don't see how it's possible. Like they don't have a run game the way the Niners did either. Remember the Niners were blessed with a run game. An elite left tackle.
Who doesn't have a run game? Who led the league in rushing last year?
Josh Jacobs. But are they? They're not going to be able to run. They're not going to be able to run the ball all the time when they're down. When they can't stop a nosebleed on defense. Like they don't. They still lost a bunch of games, and that's kind of my point. That's what I'm getting at. Is like Don't expect
Easy,
Jimmy G to come into Las Vegas and
don't let anybody
make the Raiders any different than they've been with Derek Carr.
Easy. Don't let anybody hear you say that ever again. Do you realize what they did in the draft by getting Tyree Wilson, getting Michael Mayer, getting Brian Young, getting Chris Smith from Georgia? Like, do you realize what the Raiders have done?
They had a good draft, but they're still the Raiders. They're still like they don't develop talent well. You know, like they had that Colin Farrell. I can't pronounce his name.
Colin Farrell.
Kid from Clemson.
Is that an actor?
Didn't really work out too well. Max Crosby was a great pick for them. But like, and you know, if Tyree Wilson's able to bookend that D line, then yeah, that could be pretty interesting. But still, it's like they never get their secondary right. They never get.
Look. Let me stop you there. The Raiders' pass rush alone is going to give us problems. That's what like, and that's why I say sometimes I love speaking to our fans, but our fandom gets in the way of actual possible logic. I'm not saying that the Raiders are this great team. I'm just saying as presently constructed, they're better than the Bears. And what Jimmy G does with elite receivers, he gets them the ball.
No, stop.
So you don't think
I can't say the
I love Jimmy G. I like Jimmy G. I like him with the Niners. I have a whole video talking about why Jimmy G doesn't suck.
Jimmy G does not suck.
I know. I don't think he's
good.
But
Jimmy G is the Anthony Davis of the NFL.
Nah, Anthony. I think.
Nah,
look, I think
I ain't even.
I have a lot of problems with that, but anyway.
Okay, hey, Foul, you like freezing.
If he was so damn good,
you're breaking up here.
You freezing like Iceman.
Am I?
Oh, you're good now. You're
good now. Go ahead.
I'm freezing real bad.
It must be going off your blood pressure. So just make sure you know.
Okay, we saw that.
Yeah, so far so good. Good.
Am I
You're
good?
Still good. All right. We're good.
Yeah,
okay.
Now you're good.
All right, go ahead.
Jimmy, I'm just not going by the whole Jimmy G shit. If he was so good, why did San Francisco get rid of him? You couldn't think about it.
Because they have 14 other quarterbacks.
Money.
And they have 14 other quarterbacks.
No, it ain't got shit to do with money. Hell, he took a damn pay cut.
Well, this is a good point.
You got to get Trae Young on the field. You got to get Trae Young on the field.
Shit, they talking about hell. They might get rid of him because of Block Purdy. Like there's going to literally I'm not saying that, but QB competition over there in San Francisco.
The only true knock on Jimmy Garoppolo is he's not always healthy.
Yeah, that's the biggest.
No, the knock on Jimmy Garoppolo, JB.
Have you seen
Thank you.
Jimmy G cannot sit up there and throw the ball deep. He can't even throw it middle. Every time he throws it gets Devontae Adams by mid-season is going to be pissed because he won't be able to get balls from Jimmy G. He's hoping that he would get some intermediate route thrown balls to him by Jimmy G. Jimmy G is not a good quarterback. He is not.
Let me ask you this.
Brooks just picking all the good-looking guys.
How did the 49ers lose to the Chiefs in the Super Bowl?
How do you think they lost?
No, I'm about to tell you how they lost. Jimmy G overthrew the receiver that would have been a game-winning touchdown. So let's not say he can't throw the ball deep.
He's not a good.
You're like on mute or something, dude.
No, he's not.
He's easy. Check your mic, man. Nothing's coming out. I can't hear you.
Yeah, your mic.
Yeah,
Oh, I've been like yelling and no one's heard anything. Look, I'm just saying. First of all, JB, Chris is right. Like I'm with you, Chris. The knock. There's two knocks on Jimmy G. The first is that he can't throw the deep ball accurately, as we saw in that Super Bowl, and the second is that he can't improvise. He can't play off script, right? And we saw that in the NFC Championship against the Rams when they were finally getting pressure on him. He couldn't scramble around, like he couldn't make plays with his legs, and that ended up costing him. Maybe if he, bought a pair of our leggings, he'd be able to make some more plays with his legs. but he
easy. It's only like 5 or 6 quarterbacks in the whole NFL that can do off script stuff. So what are you really saying?
You got to be able to improvise a little bit in today's
Golf
NFL.
can't do it.
Everyone
Brady can't do it.
Brock Purdy can't do that either. There's a lot of people.
It's a lot of quarterbacks that can't.
I've seen Brock
but you
Purdy
have to be elite at what you're doing.
You really have. You really haven't.
Yes, you have. Brock Purdy.
Hold on. Everybody, hold on. Slow down. Everybody, slow down. Hold on. Everybody, slow down because we got so many people talking at one time. You can't get it out. Go ahead and finish what you were saying, Easy.
I'm saying that. Okay, well, if we're talking about quarterbacks, most quarterbacks in the NFL nowadays have some level of functional mobility where they could make plays on the run. I mean, just look at the AFC. Mahomes, Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, Burrow could, move around. I don't know why I'm blanking on quarterback. Kenny Pickett. Kenny Pickett's a terrible example. But
I'm about to say, really, I'm about to get
that. Justin Herbert can move his legs a little bit. Hell, even Rodgers still got it, for the Jets. Thank God he's with the Jets. But our guy, Josh, and I'd say that, in our division, that's a little more limited with Kirk Cousins and Jared Goff. But I've seen them be able to make plays on the go. And Jimmy G, for some reason, whenever he has to, and that's the thing, because to your credit, JB, he's very good when he's playing in rhythm. Right? That's why they've won a lot of games with the Niners, because he's able to, get the timing of the West Coast down to a T. He's able, he knows when to do all the fake pitches, and he knows when to, 1, 2, 3 and throw. His footwork is amazing, right? His footwork is really, really good. But that, to me, that and what the Raiders have done my whole life of just being this franchise that is just never on script and never on rhythm, it just feels like such a bad match. That's really what I'm getting at. I don't think the Jimmy G Las Vegas match is good, and I think Derek Carr is a better quarterback than Jimmy G anyway.
He definitely is. I want to get to Brooks' comment.
I was just going to try to break this up and get to that comment too.
Going back
Brooke,
and forth.
Hun, everybody here loves you, but that is no freaking shot. Trey Lance did better than Justin Fields ever. Trey Lance is played 3 games? 2 games? How many games has Trey Lance played?
Not many.
No way.
Do you mean Trevor Lawrence and not Trey Lance? Is that what you mean? Do you mean
Trevor Lawrence? Yes, but I think she's talking about Trey Lance.
Well, the thing is, the Trey Lance is a nickname for Trevor Lawrence.
Justin Fields is a way better thrower than Trey Lance is as well. Just Trey Lance has a way more weapons around him.
But Trey Lance can run, but he's actually a good. He's a good passer.
He is a good passer. There's no question about that.
Trey Lance is not a bum. He got hurt. He's not a bum.
Trey Lance has a bright future. I'm going to get that too.
Let's look, Brooke. When I say it's a nickname, I'm trying to give you the benefit of the doubt here because I don't agree with that.
The whole Trey Lance can pass shit. We don't know if Trey Lance can fucking pass.
We don't know
because Trey Lance hasn't played enough fucking games.
He's got an arm. He's got a strong arm.
I'm just saying, Foulmouth is the MVP. Foulmouth is the MVP.
He has an arm.
Your points have been you've been nailing it.
So I would like you all to put up Skylark's comment because that's it right there. And the deal is he has worked with Josh McDaniels before and had success under Belichick with him calling plays. So
I consider that more working with Belichick than I do with.
That's like
2 games. But again, he's gonna run a system similar to the Patriots. What he did West Coast wise is gonna benefit him. And you have Josh Jacobs. The Raiders are not a bum team. They're not.
They are.
They're not. They're in a division with the greatest team, the greatest quarterback ever.
The Raiders have a horrible coach. I don't care if he's got Jimmy Garoppolo coming back. It's still a horrible coach.
Last year, the Raiders were 6-11.
And they had one of the most – they were actually picked by a lot of people to win the Super Bowl after they got the Devontae Adams trade.
Who did that dumb shit?
They were 6-11. So you're going to sit up there and tell me the Raiders are this –
hey,
fucking team.
Let me tell you something. and I'll be completely honest with you with this Vegas crap.
Brooke,
Vegas
there is
also
nothing
said-
to say hate.
But Frank, to your point, Vegas also said Kansas City was going to be 9-7 and not win the division.
Very true. Very true.
I mean, 9-8 and not win the division.
I had them at 12-5. I was wrong too.
Like, come on, like, really? These people, they everybody got opinions and assholes. That's what they are. Everybody. But when you look up there and actually watch the game, that's what I'm talking about. The game of football.
I do watch the game of football, and
you do absolutely. We watch it together, so I'm not knocking it, but I'm not going to go up here and say those are bums. Like Carolina, they're bums right now. They're bums.
Speaking of that, that's a good segue right there. We want to get to Carolina.
Lost the game that they were leading by 13 in the fourth quarter, well into the fourth quarter, because a quarterback who had just gotten to LA came in and threw 2 touchdown passes. Like, remember what we're talking about here. The Raiders are terrible. Like, I don't know, man.
What did that same team do the year before? Didn't that same team go to the playoffs the year before?
The Raiders or the
Raiders. The year before, they went to the playoffs.
That's my point. Like, they are a roller coaster. Like, you I guess, it's fair to say you never really know what you're getting.
Talented team.
Never really know
what chocolates.
Okay.
I love me some
All
chocolate.
right, let me get back to my schedule. Then we can go on more.
God,
about
we still
this.
haven't even finished your schedule. God damn, we
milk chocolate though, not dark chocolate.
We sit up here, Las Vegas. I got them winning. The Chargers, I got them losing. New Orleans, I got an upset. I got us winning. Carolina winning. At Detroit, loss. At Minnesota, loss. Versus Detroit, win. At Cleveland, who's their quarterback? Deshaun, right?
Yeah, Deshaun's back. Got a full off season too, so
I'm just gonna go for a win. I'll take a loss against Arizona, a win against Atlanta, and I think we sweep the Packers. I don't know what the fuck my record is, but I'm pretty sure.
I gotta ask you a question. You have a question.
Where that we supposed to lose, that we'll probably win, and there's gonna probably be a game or two in there that we're supposed to fucking win, and we're probably gonna lose, and it might just very well be that Arizona game. It always happens.
Yeah, there's always a situation like that. Yeah.
No J.J. Watt, no DeAndre Hopkins. No, that we ain't.
J.J. Watt, this is not the J.J. Watt that we knew in Houston.
He led the team in sacks last year.
So
he was all they had. What you talking about?
I wish we had him.
Hell yeah, I'll take J.J. Watt unretired. I would take
J.J. Watt want to come back unretired right now. I'll shoot him out of time.
You guys are talking about bringing in J.J. Watt on a Bears team that don't have no fucking sacks. So, of course, you'll fucking take him.
Exactly.
I
would take J.J. Watt on one leg.
J.J. if you're listening right now, Mr. Watt, come to Chicago, man. We'll put
he loves his Portillo's, man. Huge Portillo's fan.
Help us out, man.
He loves food. J.J. Watt's a foodie.
Bring some veteran presence to this locker room and get these young guys.
I'm pretty sure I got us winning probably about 10 or 11 games. I can easily see it because what's going to happen is that we've gone and gotten more weapons offensively and defensively. And we were in 8 fucking games, 8 fucking losses we basically had by 1 score or fucking less.
And you know what cost us a lot of those games is poor defensive play, poor pass rush,
or tanking.
Well, we missed a couple extra points against the Lions.
Kicker.
One game. There's one game that he cost us.
My boy Paul Ettinger, you want to come out of retirement, man?
No, I still think Santos is good. I'm going to come right out and say I think Santos is still a good kicker. But
and you have the right to say that. I want Robbie
Gold called right now. Would you take Robbie Gold?
I want Robbie.
I probably wouldn't take Robbie right now.
I would take Robbie freaking kicking with his left leg over Santos.
Dude, Santos has he had a couple hiccups last year on extra points. A lot of the league had hiccups on extra points.
6.
He had 6? I thought it was 4. Oh,
6.
Wow. Yeah.
He led him and 4 other players all led the NFL with 6
Can I just say something real quick? This really has nothing to do with nothing. The Lakers are losing 72-54. Where's Bullets?
Yeah, Bullets is crying on TV right now. He won't even. Won't even come on.
Oh wait,
Yeah.
they started that series. That's so cool.
Anyway,
I'm just rooting for Memphis.
Good for them. Hey, man. Hey, now watch it. No.
so I just think the way too early predictions, I seem to be the only one that's a little bit more pessimistic to what's going on. You guys seem to be very optimistic. 11 games, foul. That's. Whew.
I mean, like
I'm going 10 or 9 or 10 games.
But this is why I'm sitting up there saying
Skylark is with me. 7 wins, Skylark.
Yeah,
Look,
but this
I'm
is
trying to
this
put
is
out some
what I'm
good
sitting up
vibes.
there saying. What squad besides Kansas City on this schedule really fucking scares you? What squad
Detroit and Minnesota
on this schedule where you sit up there and say, besides Kansas
I would
City,
say Detroit. Minnesota doesn't scare me by a lick.
Detroit for sure.
Detroit doesn't. Hold on. First of all, like I said, what fucking squad really fucking scares you? Don't bring in fucking Detroit.
They
Fucking
swept
Detroit.
us last year. They
I would
swept us
bring
last
in
year.
Detroit.
Detroit ain't
I
the
swear to
usual.
God,
They ain't the
people act
old
like
Detroit.
somebody thought that fucking Detroit went to the fucking goddamn playoffs last year. They didn't go no fucking where. They were drafting and looking at the playoffs just like we were.
His wife still wants
fucking
to come.
Detroit.
Hey, foul.
So until Detroit actually shows us that they can win a fucking division in the 2000s,
Detroit did something that we couldn't do: beat the Packers.
Yeah, I mean, look.
So
and we still don't know what Jordan Love is going to be. I'm just saying.
They
Let me say
Rodgers.
this: every single person on this panel, apart from JB,
Detroit fans and Chicago fans who watching the fucking playoffs together.
Look, I'm just trying to have some good vibes, right?
So
I'm trying to spiritually lift the Bears.
The vibe is not the problem, but we have to be realistic, guys. We talking about a 3-14 team all of a sudden winning 11 games.
I asked you what team. First of all, always remember there's always a team in the NFL that goes from worst to first. That usually happens.
Not
it
always.
Doesn't happen every year. It happens every other
Bengals
year.
went to a Super Bowl after being one of the worst.
It doesn't happen one year. It usually happens every other year. There's always teams that sit up there go from worst to first.
You're not wrong.
So let's quit sitting up here acting like our schedule's
right. Like either. Like it's not always. It does happen, but it doesn't always happen. It doesn't always happen.
I think what he's saying is there's always
more than fucking 50% of the time.
I think what he's saying is there's always not specifically worst to first, but there is always a team who is bad one year who's good the next year. I think that's
to me, that team is going to be Denver.
On our fucking
that team is going to be
the
Denver.
only fucking juggernaut on our shit. Huh?
No, from what Easy just said, like worst to first, to flip the record, to me, that team is Denver. That's the team that I would consider to be second in the AFC West.
What about this
Denver
team?
The AFC, Chicago, and the NFC, baby. Let's run it.
Yeah, what about this team though?
Same colors. Just saying.
Win, loss, win, loss, win, loss.
Yeah, we got to remember.
So what is that, like 5 wins you gave them?
That was 4 and 13.
So that's a possible top 3 pick we're looking at.
No, remember, we are rooting fully against the Carolina Panthers next season.
Hold on. Jeremy says that
I want them to go
Cleveland
1
and Kansas City are the 2 teams that scare me the most. Cleveland doesn't scare me until I know what the fuck Cleveland can fucking do.
Yeah, it's mainly how is Deshaun Watson going to play after 3 years of not playing.
So let me tell you this. That if Deshaun Watson returns back to form, that will be one of the hardest divisions in football.
I still don't have Cleveland winning more than 7 games, even with Deshaun right now. It's going to take him a year to get.
But it ain't even about that. It's about look who you
got in the
division. You have Baltimore. You have Joe Burrow in Cincinnati. You have Mike Tomlin in Pittsburgh, who has never had a losing season ever. And now you insert Deshaun Watson in that with weapons and a whole year. Like that division can get kind of crazy.
Also, Joe Burrow's been wearing a headband.
What are their weapons?
So look out.
Foul, your picture like froze, like looking like you were about to stab somebody right there. Okay, now you're back.
Hey, look what Dark Spectre just said. Absolutely. The Browns are still better than us right now. Absolutely. On paper. On paper,
I'll give you that.
Once again, I will sit up there and say,
look.
Once again, I will sit up there and say, what team besides Kansas City scares you with an automatic loss. Not one fucking team on our schedule.
No.
Not
You know
one.
who scares me? You know who scares me, Chris, on our schedule? You know who scares me? Is the Bears.
The Bears
scare
won
me.
3 fucking games and could have won more last year with the
but
fucking replacements.
My point is I could absolutely see us beating ourselves because that's what the Bears do a lot of the time. And and look, I'm not being a homer. Well, yes, no, I am being a homer. I'm absolutely being a homer. But like, I see what you're saying, JB. You know, got to be a little objective, got to be a little realistic. There's a lot of me that thinks you're absolutely right. 7 wins is the most realistic, positive outcome. But at the same time, as a Bears fan, I can understand that football games are volatile. They go multiple ways, and I want to lean on the positive side.
Exactly, Brooke.
Part of what I'm saying. And yeah, I know that, I got to sacrifice a little realism for that, but like, hey,
Jeremy, I kind of want you to come on because I felt that same way. But here's something that I'm just personally looking forward to. Shout out to you, Fal, for this one. Hey, Fal, shout out to you for this one because we're going to watch this game together. I can't wait to see DeJuan Jones just maul somebody. Because Cleveland drafted him.
Sure, right.
I can't wait to see, we should have had that guy.
I wanted him too, yeah.
We like Darnell Wright.
I wanted Darnell Wright, and then DeJuan Jones didn't go to the 4th round.
Wait, it was the 4th round?
Yes.
Why the hell didn't we get him in the 2nd round?
That's my point.
I didn't even know he went all the way.
Not the 2nd round.
Offensive line now.
3rd round, 4th-ish, maybe. But I would have loved to see us get him. And
just in case Braxton Jones doesn't work out, you got that freaking guy on the other side.
Hey, that dude is just
We
massive. do have that 6'9" guy who I don't even know. I'm going to get put on bull because they said that the reason they didn't like DeJuan Jones because he was too tall and too big, but yet we bring in a 6'9" project.
Well, I don't think we said that. I think fans said that or bullshit people said that. I don't know. But I mean, let me ask you this. I'm going to get put on the record saying this. I'm going to get put on record saying this. Bears will have a better record than the Cleveland Browns. I'm going to get put on record saying that because I just looked at the Cleveland Browns schedule. I will take the Bears record.
Well, again, their division, everybody's going to beat up on everybody. So that you have to take that into consideration too.
Noah Gross just commented. Always appreciate the insight, but Noah's he's a good friend of mine. He's an Eagles fan, and look, he'll agree with me on this. He's probably the most negative fan I know. I give him shit for it all the time. It's like, dude, why are you so negative? Your team is great. Like, you have such a good team year after year. And I'm kind of like the opposite of that. Like, I try to be a little positive about the team, even when I know we will struggle. I know that struggles are imminent. I still try to find the realistic chances for potential, and I do think the Bears have a lot of those. I really do. I think that the offensive line is substantially better. I think that. What did you say?
No, I was just agreeing with Skylark. Let's not sleep on them Lions. That's why I have.
I'm not sleeping on the Lions, but I do think we could. I think we could absolutely split with the Lions. We almost beat them in Chicago. We should have beat them in Chicago last year, and the team's better now. And I think we could absolutely split with the Vikings too for that reason.
I have a split with the Vikings as well, but I'm just it's something about that. What were the Lions? 9 and 8, 9 and 7, something like
9 and 8. 9 and 8, I think.
And they actually addressed. They weren't that far off, and they actually addressed positions of need.
Well, they also had a weird draft. They drafted a running back round 1,
but they also traded DeAndre Swift went to Philly.
Yep. No, there you go. And by the way, you love the Johnson pick. Wasn't Kamara a backup?
Y'all say don't sleep on the Lions. I get it. Don't sleep on the Lions. And I'm not saying that Detroit is a bad team. What I'm sitting up there saying is history shows that Detroit is a bad organization. Detroit is a team that sits up there or organization that doesn't fucking win. They can look good at times, but then at other times majority of the time they shit the bed. So until Detroit actually does something like win a fucking division in the fucking 2000s, no, I don't believe in fucking Detroit. I like what we got. We got a new wide receiver, Mr. DJ Moore. Since we talking about Moore, let's go ahead and run a Moore's Beers commercial.
There was a time when high standards prevailed, when excellent craftsmanship was displayed and treated with the utmost importance. Acquire the crisp, refreshing taste of Moore's Beer. Moore's Beer. Raise your standards.
Look,
Moore's Beer.
have some positivity, bro. Come on, we don't know
Raise
the
your
Lions.
standards.
No Moore's Beer out here.
I'm a big with all of us.
Hey,
Beer and water.
thing I do know, Detroit is known for Detroiting.
So I wanted to know what Noah meant by
until they do something.
And this could be the year because, like I said, they were on the come up last year and they lost a couple of games by one score that could have went either way. So let's not act like they're bums either. That's a different Detroit. We have.
Well, let's act like one thing we do know: Jared Goff will Jared Goff also.
Jared Goff had a good season last year.
Jared Goff's a good quarterback.
Yeah, Jared Goff is not a good quarterback. Jared Goff is an above average quarterback.
Come on,
a little above average.
He's good.
Hey,
no, he got lucky, and he's gonna get brought down.
Jared Goff, and as much as you all hate when I do this, Jared Goff has something that we can't say a lot of Bears quarterbacks have. He's been to a Super Bowl.
Yeah, Rex Grossman's been to a Super Bowl.
Jared Goff has had multiple good seasons. He's been
Trent Dilfer's been to a Super Bowl.
I don't know if he's been all pro.
Flacco won a Super Bowl.
Hey, Jared Goff actually beat Patrick Mahomes head to head in the highest scoring football game ever. So
look,
the NFC, like I said,
one of the best offensive gurus in the NFL.
Bro, we're not being homers, but there is absolutely reason to be positive about the Bears this season. I don't know like what offseason you paid attention to, but like I mean, there are reasons to think that the Bears have.
I agree with what Anthony just said right there. Got lucky last year.
No, well, okay. Did he catch lightning in a bottle in 2018 too? And then in 2017 was when he had a really good season.
Yeah, I can't agree with you, man.
He had a good season. He didn't have a great season.
He's had a few really good seasons. Right?
I'm not saying Jared Goff's a bad quarterback. All I'm saying is he is an average quarterback. Average.
Yeah,
that's fair. Okay, that's fine.
That's all I'm gonna get. I'm not saying he's bad.
He's a slightly above average quarterback. I mean, don't get me wrong. Would I pay him the money that they paying him? No.
Well, that wasn't their fault. Remember that?
I know it wasn't their fault.
Yeah.
That was the Rams' dumbass fault. That's one reason why they got rid of him.
Let's not call them dumb. That move paid off. They won a Super Bowl.
Yeah, because the move paid off. Because that just shows you if Jared Goff was that damn good. They came in and they won a Super Bowl with Matthew Stafford. So
yeah,
nobody hates you, bro. Nobody hates.
No, I agree. I think the Lions
will win. Jared Goff can move faster than Matthew Stafford.
I think the Lions win the division too. I just think the Bears are look. I don't think the NFC is all that good in general. I just think that especially
two teams in the NFC that you have to worry about. Like for real, it's the Eagles, and I hate to say it, Curtis Clay, and the Cowboys. Those are the only two teams you really have to worry about in the NFC.
Guess who's not on our schedule? The Eagles,
the Cowboys,
or the Cowboys. Yeah, no, it's it's frustrating to me because it's like the NFC is just very whack in general, and the one team from the NFC East that we have to play is Washington. We were 5 points away in a game that we absolutely should have won. Also, on the table, we might steal their best pass rusher.
Dropped catch.
Yep. You think Darnell Mooney and Justin Fields don't want revenge? Well, I got news for you. But also, I mean, the NFC North, like I said, I expect us to lose to the Saints, but beating the Falcons and beating the Bucks and beating the Panthers, it's all very, very doable.
Those are
very, very doable. And that's why I think it's not unreasonable to be a little positive about the Bears this season.
But I believe what Brooke is, if you all look at what Brooke is saying, Brooke is absolutely right. We would be doing ourselves a disservice to think that the Lions can't win the division this year. We would be really we would definitely, because I have them winning. I have them winning.
Nobody. I'm not saying that the Lions can't win. what I'm sitting up there saying is that, yeah, they can win. But until Detroit proves it, they're still going to be the fucking Lions. I don't give a fuck who they got. Because history shows that Detroit will fucking Detroit. Prime example. In the draft, they went out and got David Montgomery. What they do with their first pick? They went and got a guy that could have won in the fucking second round. Detroit.
They got a running back. You
tell me about the fucking Lions and what they may do.
That running back.
I did like not in the fucking first round, not that fucking high.
Yeah, they had a weird draft. They're the only team that made me.
I just fucking got a fucking running back that I just spent money on.
No, but maybe they got him because they didn't want to have to pay DeAndre Swift, which is a smart move.
Look, I got the Lions. I got the Lions at 10-5-1. I got the Lions at 10-5-1. I think they'll or 11-5-1.
I'm loading it up right now.
I think they'll win the division.
Yes,
I'm just saying.
Detroit has to prove it because Detroit already has.
No doubt Detroit has to prove it.
People still scratching their heads like, damn, they went and grabbed the running back in the first round after they.
I know our girl on the running back was confused about that shit too.
Detroit is doing what? They doing Detroit.
Okay, but they also picked up Jack Campbell, y'all. Y'all forget Jack Campbell was a problem at Iowa. Was he like the Buckets Award winner or up for it or something like that? Like they made solid moves.
Nobody.
And then don't they get what's his name?
They got the safety from Alabama.
Don't they get Jameson Williams back this year? Like a full year of Jameson
No,
Williams?
they don't get his ass back right away. Dumbass want to gamble.
Oh, he gambled too?
Detroit organization and the players tend to fucking Detroit.
Wait, no, this is last year's
They just was like four
team.
fucking players. Did they?
This is.
Oh, it does say 2022.
This is last year because
all that wasted crap in the freaking assholes.
Remember, they start their season in Kansas City this year, which is hilarious, by the way. But we'll see how that goes.
Right.
Hey, did we dodge a bullet by not having to play them in Germany?
Say that again. What, JB?
I said, did we dodge a bullet not having to play the Chiefs in Germany?
I still laugh that the Chiefs did not want to play us.
We know our fans are going to fucking travel.
Yeah, it's exactly the reason why it would have been a home game. I already had to cancel my trip to Germany. Thanks, Chiefs, you assholes.
I mean, clearly they just don't want to be jet lagged and having to chase after Justin.
Wait, go back to Dark Spectre. You said what? The Lions' 2 first-round picks sucked. Who? Jameer Gibbs does not suck, and Jack Campbell don't suck. Both. Jameer Gibbs was the 3rd overall ranked running back in college football last year.
Yeah, running back. Running back.
He was good. Like I said, I wouldn't have had took him.
It was
in
him, the kid from Alabama, and the kid
high.
from Texas, right? Yeah.
And Jack Campbell's nice.
Jack Campbell's a problem.
I wouldn't have took him that high either.
Hey, Jack Campbell's a big boy, 6'5".
I didn't realize it was possible to be a Debbie Downer and a negative Nancy at the same time.
Yeah, hey. I mean,
Jack Campbell's a nice picker. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I don't know where y'all be looking at first round. Huh?
You would have took Jack Campbell in the first round?
Jack Campbell was a second-round pick. No, he was a late first. He was their second pick in the first round.
Yeah, so, that's what I'm saying.
But here's the thing.
I would have taken him in the first round.
But
nobody had him going in the first round.
They needed linebackers. That was their 2 problems was when Jeff.
And don't Detroit trade the fuck back because he still would have been there.
But they picked up the kid from Northwestern, I think, for DB, if I'm not mistaken, when I was watching. So they addressed the Jeff Okuda loss. They got a safety. Like they're not in a bad position. It's
just like Dark Spectre said. Both drafted too high, I should say. Yes, they were both drafted too high.
Now, when Bijan Robinson goes off, people going to say he was drafted too high. Come on, like that. You know what? That's that shit right there. Excuse me, Mom, for cussing, but I'm getting hot right now.
He goes.
It pisses me off because what is drafted too high? What is really drafted too high? When you have a person that produces and you say, oh, he was drafted too high. You can't say what's too high for your organizational needs. That's bull. That's number one. That's bull. Because if you identified what your team need was, and that was a top prospect, that's not too high.
The Bears didn't trade David Montgomery.
Brooke, the Bears didn't trade Montgomery. He signed with the Lions.
He signed
He's a free agent, and he only signed for $6 million, which means we probably offered him $4 million.
Exactly, and Stuart.
Supposedly Detroit offered him an extra year. Detroit offered him an extra year. We weren't willing.
We're not saying that the guys couldn't be drafted.
I agree with that.
Not saying that at all. What we're saying is at that fucking position, you could have traded back and still got the son bitch in the second round.
Yes,
that's exactly what I'm saying.
Maybe you could have, but here's the thing. If you're telling me right now, as presently constructed, I need a linebacker and I need a young dog at running back because I'm not about to pay DeAndre Swift, Ezekiel Elliott money.
They did the right thing. David Montgomery. That's what I'm saying. You just paid David Montgomery.
You need two of them.
They have two of them now, but like
they had two of them last year.
They could have rocked with Swift. They could have just rolled with Swift, and they could have traded out of that pick, the 12th pick, and they still could have gotten Gibbs later on in the draft. I firmly believe that.
Okay, how do you know people are willing to trade with them?
But look, it doesn't really matter what they did in the draft. Like,
so you honestly think that a team wouldn't trade up number 12, 15, somewhere in between there?
I don't know because we wasn't in their draft board. That's just like
hold on. There were so many fucking trades going on in the NFL draft. I guarantee you they had a chance to sit up there and trade back if they really wanted to.
Maybe, maybe not. I don't know because we weren't in there. But we can't knock if they got the people that they need. Like I hate when people say, "Oh, the Falcons drafted Bijan Robinson too high."
Now, I'll tell you this. I liked the fact that they drafted Hendon Hooker. I liked it that.
You got to draft pick. You have to. That's just smart football.
I like that they did that.
It's always smart to. At least every other year, you should be drafting a quarterback in the league.
Especially one that was hell, we all know if he had stayed healthy and kept on the trajectory he was, he might have won the damn Heisman. So that's not a bad pick. But like people are saying, oh, Atlanta shouldn't have drafted Bijan Robinson. That was too high. You got Desmond Ridder at your quarterback who could be good, could be terrible. Get a running back for this kid so he can try to strive and make moves. Like, don't tell me that's a dumb pick. Don't tell me he was drafted too high. That's bull.
I think anytime you draft a running back in the first round, you're risking something. I'm just gonna
You know why? Because you're new school.
I am new school, and sometimes you got to get a little bit with
from California.
Are you sure? Because I don't hear anybody complaining about Nick Chubb.
I don't hear anyone. Well, I mean, except for the Browns who didn't make the playoffs and were last in their division last year. You know what? I don't hear people complaining about Isaiah Pacheco, who was a 7th round pick, or
well, look.
Who's the running back for the Chiefs? The other guy,
Clyde Edwards-Helaire the year before. No, that's a team that just drafts running backs because they don't need anything else, so they can wait till the end of the draft to draft.
I'm pretty sure Miles Sanders on the other team was like a 4th round or 3rd round pick, maybe. Point being, I like Bijan Robinson. I think he's going to be really good. I think he's going to be a really good running back. And Bijan Robinson, Roschon Johnson. I don't know what I'm saying.
We took Roschon Johnson.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. I like Roschon Johnson, and we got him in the 4th round. Like I'm saying, you don't need
I like him a lot, but I'm saying don't knock the Lions for taking Jahmyr Gibbs, and don't knock the Falcons for taking Bijan. Bijan probably was the actual best player in the draft.
Oh, yeah, I'm not knocking the Falcons, but I'm not knocking the Falcons.
This is what we're saying.
The Lions.
I don't think nobody had Gibbs going in the 1st round. Damn sure didn't have Gibbs go that high. That's what we sitting up there saying. I like him. Don't get me wrong. I like him.
He'll be good.
I wouldn't have sit up there. That's like the Bears at, let's say we didn't have a fucking running back. That's like the Bears at number 7? And we sit up there and say, oh, yeah, let's get Jahmyr Gibbs. That is what, when you sit up there and say, trying to be the smartest motherfucker in the room. Don't overthink it. They try to be the smartest people in the room. Now, he can still prove us all wrong. He can come out and be a fucking future Hall of Famer. And if he's a future Hall of Famer, I tip my hat off to the fucking Detroit Lions organization because they finally got some shit right. But I'll say it once again, until they fucking prove it to me, Detroit, that's still fucking Detroit.
Got a point. And Doopsy, just to answer your question, I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, guys, didn't they cut both of those players?
Who
were suspended for the gambling things?
I don't think so.
I thought I read something that they cut both of those players.
I'm not familiar with the situation personally.
Okay. I'll have to look that up too. I mean, I know they're just depth receivers. They're not any big time players.
I'm just not on this Lions fucking.
Look, you would have been JB, you would have been pissed off. Imagine if instead of Darnell Wright, the Bears picked Gibbs at 10. You would have been pissed off too.
Yeah, that's just stupid.
So why
it's about picking
listen to me. The Lions needed what? Linebackers, DBs, and running backs. What did they get? Linebackers, DBs, and running backs. They addressed their needs.
No, but
like
listen,
straight Wizard of Oz.
they really didn't need a running back. This is what I'm
Thank
saying.
you,
You sit
Skylark.
up there, you just went and grabbed a guy in free. You just sit up there and grabbed David Montgomery in free agency. You were sitting up there high. You could have got one of them goddamn DBs. You could have got the guy from Illinois. You could have got
the Illinois guy went right before them. That was the problem. I think that's who they wanted.
I'm sorry. Okay.
Was the Illinois guy. That's why they traded back.
That's why they traded, because remember, he was number one on their board when they said because to replace Jeff Okuda.
You still had other DBs that were there.
Okay, maybe they didn't want it. Maybe they didn't. Maybe it's a certain fit that they were looking for.
You just signed a fucking running back. If that's the case, why sign David Montgomery?
Wow. They wanted 2 running backs. Most teams now have a 2 running back system.
Yeah, but you could get a running back in the 4th or 5th, like Khalil Herbert.
Okay, you can keep saying that, but that don't mean that that's what they wanted to do. That's like saying right now, you wanted that ugly ass shirt you got on. We're going to knock you for buying that shirt. No,
Barlissimo just racked out the auto.
You can knock me for buying the shirt. I'll just tell you, it was a good value pick for me because it was $2 at a thrift shop. Whereas drafting a running back in the first round is not a good value pick.
If you paid $20 for that shirt because you liked it, guess what? I can't knock it because you liked it.
I think we got heated more over these fucking Lions than we did the Bears.
Look here.
Because the Bears drafted masterfully. They drafted masterfully. I love what Poles did.
I'm loving what Poles doing. Like I said, just to end this damn conversation, at the end of the day, do I think the Lions can win the North? Sure, they can. Until I see these motherfuckers win a title in the fucking 2000s and don't fucking Detroit, no. I'm not on that bandwagon. All right, let's move on to something else. Let's talk about this draft lottery, unless you guys want to talk some more Bears.
The rookie, it really wasn't much to talk. I mean, maybe we can get Herb Howard on. It really wasn't much to talk about rookie camp, except for a couple of players were like Darnell Wright, Roshan Johnson were like, look, damn this, I want to put the pads on. I want to get busy. I want to get ready. But other than that, but it's like all rookie camp. Like I said, the only thing that was intriguing was kind of like a circus thing was the 6'9" kid. Like that was the only thing that people were just like, what are they going to do with him? And that was the only thing from Bears rookie camp. But again, what I'm looking forward to is June 1st to see what, because remember, hey y'all, we still got some money. We still got some bread. So I want to see who cap casualties are after June 1st to see if we can maybe get another edge rusher. To see if we can maybe get another swing lineman.
Young. Chase.
BK, motherfucker.
Young. Chase. Young. Chase. Young.
Why are you so sold on Chase Young?
They're not trading him right now.
They're not trading him?
I like Chase Young.
Point for them to trade Chase.
This is the thing. I like Chase Young, but all I think of
not right now because they got to see if he's healthy.
Yeah, and that's the key thing. I look at Chase Young and I see a Pernell McPhee. That's what I see. Somebody who has talent. He can be so good, but he's injury prone. You don't know if you're going to get a full season out of him. That's what I'm worried about by going to get Payne.
I like Chase Young because
sorry.
I just for me it's the upside. You know, he's just got such amazing upside. And I think it's worth the risk. At this point, we've stocked up on enough draft picks to where I'm cool with trading like a second rounder for the potential that Chase Young can bring. I think that sometimes you just got to take a big swing. What up, Bullets? And I think that Chase Young would absolutely be.
Bullets, how's your Lakers doing, baby?
I like that. I think Justin Fields really wants him. And so, yeah, that's kind of where I'm at.
Easy, let me ask you this. Is this a personal pipe dream of yours that you want with him, or does it make realistic sense for the Bears? Because
it makes sense for the Bears because we need a pass rusher, and I've read.
Does it make sense for the Bears?
That's all that matters. It's got to fit what you want in the locker room.
Currently, it does not make sense for the Bears. Now, next year, if it's revisited and he's been proven to be healthy, that's like all the people to be like, we should get Jadeveon Clowney. Why? So he can play 8 games?
I agree. Barely.
Well, I mean, we need help on the pass rush. I'm just saying.
We need to see if he's healthy, man.
Good point, Bullets. Good point. I'm not any happier about my Bulls either, so don't worry about that.
And that's why I say we fall in love with names and not logic.
No, I'm saying we need, there's something, you got to take a chance. That's what I'm saying.
So after June 1st, why not take a chance on Yannick Ngakoue? Somebody that plays 12 to 15, 16 games every year. Why not take a chance?
I wouldn't mind that either. But that's I don't really think that's taking a chance. That's signing a free agent. I'm saying you got to take a big swing. Chase Young is a big swing, and it could end up biting us in the face if he ends up not being healthy. But also if he is healthy, then we absolutely got ourselves a monster. That's why I'm saying, it's a matter of risk versus reward.
Can you answer this for me, Easy? What are you willing to give up for Chase Young?
I'd give up a 3rd round pick. I'd be okay with a 2nd rounder.
You think Washington gonna take that?
Maybe because they've talked about the fact they've said they've leaked that they're shopping him around. And I know he's a boomer bust, and I think. You're
giving up a 2nd round pick for a boomer bust?
Yes.
I'd give up a 5th round pick for a boomer bust. We've stocked
up. This is why we've stocked up on picks, right? Because, you have to eventually try to fill it. Every draft pick is a boomer bust. I'm just saying.
Yeah. So let me ask you this. You give up picks for Chase Young now, or you wait.
He ain't signed for Detroit. I'll tell you that.
Well, next year he's gonna be very.
You wait till next year's draft, of which we have 2 first-round picks. You get Marvin Harrison Jr. and the best edge rusher available next year. Message.
I'm cool. I'd be
a menace right there, baby.
But also, I want to be able.
Well, I'm gonna get that video up here.
I want to see the Bears able to get after the quarterback this year too. So.
I'm going to put this out there, too. I'm not completely sold about going to get Marvin Harrison Jr. Next pick because I like to see what our receivers do this year.
Well, that's what's going to matter because you have 2 wide receivers that you're going to have to pay next year. So are we going to pay both is the question. I would say you're going to pay one.
And probably not going to pay one. Yeah, exactly.
But you're uniquely situated like the Bears are with 2 first-round picks and 2 second-round picks. It's okay to be, a little risky with them. That's all I'm saying. Yeah. But
I understand being risky, but it's a big risk.
If Chase Claypool comes out and be the dominant wide receiver that we
hey, Bullets, yes, I had said that. Put up Bullets comment. I like that kid. He's got a motor. He's nasty. We talked about him, remember? Because remember, he was supposed to come out and end up going back.
Yeah, but like I said, I'm not sold on the Bears getting Marvin Harrison Jr. Really not.
I'm gonna have to disagree.
No, look, Skylark,
I'd be kissing a lot of ass to get Marvin Harrison Jr.
If he's available, and we have the Carolina Panthers number 1 or number 2 pick, why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you? You're talking about getting a Justin Jefferson caliber player who you won't have to pay for 5 years. Why wouldn't you?
I'm not.
Well, I'm going to put it to you like this. He did it for 1 season. Let's see what he does this year.
Also, look, I think he's going to be great, but like I don't even want to go there right now. Like, I do want to be focused on this season because I do think that this season.
And I'm not spending the second round pick on Chase Young, especially a guy that can sit up there and end up getting hurt. And not only that, he's a fucking free agent next year. So
right, so
unless they want to fucking fourth rounder,
you can get him anyway.
Yeah,
that's what I was saying. Like a fifth rounder, sure, I'd take a gamble on that.
Yeah, a fifth rounder. Here, I may go a fourth rounder, but I'm just sorry. I'm not going to spend a second round pick on a guy that can fuck around and leave us the next fucking year because somebody wants to sit up there and pay him an absurd amount of money.
Right.
Unless you're talking about
if he has a great year, if he has a great year in Washington and stays healthy the whole year and he hits the free agent market, I wouldn't be upset if the Bears
so let me let you in on a little secret that's not really a secret. All of them cats are not going to be on Washington next year because they just changed. The new ownership group is buying the team.
Mm-hmm.
Ron Rivera will not be the coach. They're going to draft a quarterback. They're not going with Sam Howell. They're probably going to try to tank to get Caleb Williams, to be honest with you. And what they're doing right now, you might be able to get a Deron Payne or a Chase Young for in the free agency next year.
So yeah,
Deron Payne is paid.
Oh right, I'm sorry, he was a franchise. He signed, right?
Yeah, he did sign. Oh no, I don't think he did. I thought that was a rumor.
He was franchised.
I thought he was just franchised, and a rumor came out that he signed, but I don't think it actually. I thought it was a hoax.
I thought we can look that up. I thought it could be my mistake. I thought Deron Payne was franchised. I could be wrong, but either way, it makes no logical sense to give up capital now for somebody that you can dangle $50-60 million off of a 3-year next year.
That's fair, but again, I still think the Bears. Well, I know the Bears need to do a little bit more.
He did resign. He did resign.
Address the pass rush.
He did resign. So they
signed a 3-year extension.
Who did? Payne. Right.
Deron Payne signed a 3-year contract extension.
Oh, so we'll catch him when he turns 28.
Yeah, he signed a 4-year, $90 million contract, $28 million signing bonus, $45 million fully guaranteed.
So we'll catch him when he turns what, 28?
Yeah. So you can
we're looking at
Quinnen Williams is having contract disputes with the Jets.
Yeah, I heard that actually. That'd be something right there, man.
Because what's the name just got paid and is the highest paid tackle.
Nah, he's not the highest. He's the third highest.
No, it's another kid that just became the highest. Right
before. I can't remember who it was. Right before this whole thing started, somebody got paid big bucks.
They even make more than Aaron Donald.
Yeah, it's fucking Deron Payne.
No, it's somebody else. Like it just happened like last night or yesterday. I mean, day before.
Oh, you talking about Dexter Lawrence?
That's who it is. Dexter Lawrence just got.
He's the third highest paid.
Isn't that the Giants?
Yeah, D tackle for the Giants.
I don't know how the hell the Giants
are. I'm talking the Jets. I'm talking the Jets.
No, we're just saying why the Jets guy is.
Dexter Lawrence is the third highest paid. He doesn't make more than Deron Payne set the market. Dexter Lawrence is like the third or fourth highest paid DT.
Skylark.
Hi, I'm David Jones.
I love Tyler Scott.
I'm being honest with you. I got Tyler Scott taking Vela's minutes. I really do. I think Vela's
going to be spending a lot of time on special teams.
Special teams.
That's all he's going to be doing right now.
Kick returner and gunner.
You can make an impact there.
Kick returner and gunner. And absolutely, because
that's a good point, Anthony.
And it happens every year when you see somebody that's like, oh wait, they cut him. It happens every year. And I'm not saying like jump on names, like Calais Campbell is available. I'm not saying just go get a former name. Get a fit.
This is where I was going on about that defensive end rush. There's going to be a lot of defensive ends that are good defensive ends. Good. I'm not saying great, but good, especially better than what we have. That are going to get cut, and you're going to be able to
better than what we had, man. But also, like, I wouldn't mind taking a little flyer on a Clowney or an Ngakoue.
Ngakoue, yes. Clowney, trust me. No.
Yeah, I mean,
you do not want Jadeveon Clowney hasn't been good.
You wouldn't take him on a 1-year prove-it deal? You wouldn't take him on a 1-year prove-it deal? Earn it? I mean, that's a risk I'd be willing to take for cheap money to see if it will work out. And if it doesn't work, what is that?
I like
Let me give you a Jadeveon Clowney comparison. Mario Williams. How'd that work out?
Potential.
Was he not?
Mario Williams actually had a very good year or two.
And that was it.
Clowney didn't have any yet, though.
Like 2 or 3
we might say Clowney's good year. We might get Clowney's good year, though.
Clowney has never had a double-digit sack season.
Wait, what do you mean? How did that go?
Never. And if I'm not mistaken, Fal,
we're talking about Mario Williams
had that in Buffalo, right?
Three-time All-Pro Mario Williams?
He had that in Buffalo, right?
Yeah.
In Buffalo, yeah.
After he left the Texans. So Jadeveon Clowney is on his 4th team?
Yeah. Look, I'm saying as a stopgap.
Not so hard pass.
Like, I don't know, man. Yeah, like as Anthony's saying, third down pass specialist, sure. Like I'm saying, we need bodies in there. We need, like, I don't think Travis Gibson is it.
If you're telling me you want one guy,
not gonna hurt.
If you're telling me right now you want to pay an aging player 1 year salary to just play on third downs and just rush the quarterback, I'm calling Watt. That's it.
Because we need to get off the field on third down.
Well, yeah, I would take JJ.
If you're gonna do what Easy just suggested and what Ant just suggested, we need somebody to just come in on third down and go after the quarterback. Calling JJ Watt, not calling Jadeveon Clowney.
JJ Watt would come. I really do feel JJ Watt would come here.
I mean, we got to start using our brains, fellas, not just our emotions and our fandom.
It's not. Look,
and our homers, right, Brooke? Can't be them homers.
I hate when people immediately think it's just like an emotional reaction. I have no emotional attachment to Clowney. I think that he could be productive for 1 year. Sure.
It's not an emotional attachment for you for Clowney, but it's also not logical compared to what the Bears really need.
Listen to what Anthony just said. Uh-huh.
Absolutely. We know they do it every year. But how about we stop doing what we've done in the past that has not garnered us any success?
Every team does this.
I want to be every team. I want to be what we need to do moving forward. I don't want to be the starters down the road. I don't want to draft Shea McClellan no goddamn more.
Well, that's a draft.
I don't want to pick up just losers off the scrap heap, not saying that they're losers, but you know what I'm saying? I don't want to pick up former names off the scrap heap just to say, hey, we got somebody.
Hey, Kevin White's available.
See, there you go.
Wait, I like Ngakwe.
Let's
Marcus Davenport's available.
Let's skip.
No, Davenport was just okay. Davenport wasn't really.
I don't give a fuck about none of them motherfuckers until some shit happens. So Clowney can kiss my ass. Ngakwe can kiss my ass. I'm gonna kiss my ass until they become a Bear.
Hey, right? I'll tell you.
And if they do become a Bear,
they might kiss your ass.
Different segue. Let's go to my segue right quick so we can talk about something different because we're gonna spend the hour and 30 minutes talking about the Bears, their schedule.
Hey, I like Jeremy, man. He said, I get it. You don't want Jared Allen to say that.
And Davenport signed with the Vikings. Yeah, look, exactly.
Davenport did sign. Oh, my bad. Thanks, boy.
Hey, Frank, do we got my segment?
Let's say look.
Look, I just still have fatigue.
They still haven't even given me no damn segment yet, motherfucker.
Shit, you got your Hawk Talk.
Yeah, it's just called Tank Topics.
Oh.
That bullshit with a giant tank.
Hey, that tank is terrible.
It is terrible, man. I don't know why my guy have this dumb shit. Let's see. Do you even have yours on here? I remember him telling me, but I don't think it.
Brooke said, "Where's my segment?" Brooke, you don't get no.
Actually, we do need a segment with Brooke to come on.
Yeah, it's called.
I got it now. I got it when you're ready.
It's called Trey Lance is better than Justin Fields. In this essay, I will ...
No, it's called Jimmy Garoppolo's got a sweet ass.
That's actually true.
Right, Brooke. All right, you ready, Fal?
What just happened?
Yeah, let's roll it.
God damn it, Jeremy.
All right. Let's keep it a stack. All right. So when we're talking about keeping it a stack, we're going to talk about the Chicago Bulls organization. More importantly, their vice president of basketball operations, Arturas Karnisovas, whatever his name is, AK. Whatever his is.
Dude, it sounds
Whatever
like
his
something
name
from the Gladiator, dude. My name is Aurelius Macanius.
is. Exactly.
Ooh, somebody put this train back on the tracks, boy. Put it back on the
So this
rails.
guy has been the not the Bears, the Bulls GM. Oh well, vice president of basketball
Football
operations for 3 years.
Yes.
And so far, I have always said I will give every Chicago organization, GM, vice president, president, all a chance. He's been here for 3 years, and the Bulls look like shit. It's time for him to go. 3 years. This will be his 4th year coming in. Word is that he may have signed the extension. I don't know what the fuck Jerry Reisendorf is thinking in this old fucking age. I don't know. But there's no way that this guy should have or get an extension. First thing he did, he fucked up. Hired Billy Donovan. I didn't like that. I sat up there and said at the time, I think that was a dumbass hire, but we'll see how that shit plays out. As you have seen, I think everybody in fucking Chicago is tired of seeing Billy Donovan chew his fucking bubble gum or Wrigley gum or whatever the fuck it is that he's chewing on.
You got that, Jeremy?
Arms crossed.
Are you getting this, Jeremy?
Okay, that's one thing. Another thing, his drafts have been Jalen Terry, and what's the other guy's name? Pat Williams. Pat Williams supposed to be so-called the next Kawhi Leonard, except for he's not aggressive at all. He plays a decent brand of defense, but his offense is not coming along as they thought. He's looking like the guy that he was at Florida State, which was a 6-man off the bench. Couldn't even crack double-digit points, even though that's hard to do coming off the bench in college. He's not looking good. He gave Lonzo Ball $88 million for 4 years. Lonzo Ball has missed a year and a half of basketball. And according to some reports, looks like he won't play at all next year.
He's already said he ain't
we're
playing.
looking at a guy I won't see until his last year of his contract, if we ever see him again, because history says that the guys that get this surgery do not come back. You traded for Vooch. I liked the trade at the time, but you should have did something a little bit different. You should have had that second lottery pick or that second first-round pick should have been lottery protected. He didn't. He didn't protect either one of them. Now the Orlando Magic have the number 6 and the number 11 pick. It's time for him to go. That's me keeping it a stack. Can't win with him. Time for him
You ain't winning with
Chicago. It really is. All right, Frank, I know you got some Hawk talk.
We want to hit up a commercial first?
Yes.
Let's hit some of them. Let's hit some of them Brooks leggings that she's always talking about there.
That was great. What are your leggings?
Got them shirts.
What are your shirts?
Got them shirts, got
In the
them
zone,
hoodies.
baby, swear.
Brooke was talking about she ordered that hoodie that's going to be coming in soon too.
Brooke says those are not her leggings.
Well, what do you want me to do? Put up your leggings video on this ad too?
Yeah, she got to do it.
I guess I'll look that up. I'll pop that video on here as well, Brooke. All right, just for you.
Go ahead. Knock it out just for Brooke.
Just for Brooke.
Your ass is gonna do it too, ain't you? You're just gonna.
I'm not doing it now.
Oh, I'm finna say, I'm like, damn.
No, I'm not doing it now. It's already 9:40. I ain't doing it now.
Okay, so let's talk about what you were talking about, Frank. Let's get some into Frank's Tank's topics.
I ain't putting
what you were talking about.
Tank topics.
Hawk talk.
You ain't got to do it. Let's do the Hawk talk. Tell us about what you've been hearing about the Blackhawks getting that #1 pick.
All right, so biggest things out there in the hockey world right now is a bunch of people crying like little bitches that the Chicago Blackhawks got the #1 pick, saying they don't deserve the #1 pick with all the lawsuits that got put against them in 2010. The fact that Jonathan Toews and Patrick Kane just left, and you're already going to give the Blackhawks the next generational type talent. There is a lot of question marks about that. There's no doubt about that. And I know you guys being NBA fans too, a lot of people think the NBA lottery is rigged at times too. Like the Spurs just got the #1 pick this year because Popovich is probably going to be gone. I mean, that's a question mark as well. You got to give them something to look forward to with Pops leaving. So when you're talking about the Blackhawks, I mean, they were still the third worst team in the NBA. Let's not forget that. It's not like they were a playoff caliber team with 1% chance to get this pick and they got it. They still had third best odds to get this pick. But the big question is, do I think that the lottery is rigged? It's understandable to think that it is, because what you're thinking here now is all that matters to the NBA, the NHL, the NFL, all these sports, all the sports, main sports is it's money. It's all they give a shit about, people. It's money. They care about your money. And the key thing is you're not going to take the next possible great hockey player and send him to Calgary, one of the worst freaking value places in one of the worst value places in Canada. Columbus, one of the worst value places in Illinois. Anaheim, top 3 worst in the NHL. Or the Chicago Blackhawks, who just finished third worst in the NHL and still has the third best profit in all of the NHL. You're not sending them there. Question. So I guess we're going to get hand raises here. JB, go ahead.
Question. How much play does the Blackhawks being an original 16 come into play with that? Because you can't, in my opinion, because you're still trying to promote hockey as one of the top, sports program leagues in the country. Is it profitable, mind you, profitable to keep an original 16 that far down in the basement?
Would I say profitable? Like, it's not really that it's an original 6 team, but it's more the fact that all the original 6 teams are still one of the highest profits in all of the NHL.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, you can say an original 6 team. Like if he wanted to go to Canada, you would look at Toronto or you would look at Montreal.
Mm-hmm.
Both of those teams had like a 0.4% chance. You can't throw that and just be like, oh, let's maybe, sneak them in there. That would throw up a lot more red flags. The New York Rangers, I think it was 4 years ago, made the playoffs, had 1.1% chance to land the #1 pick, and they did.
Mm-hmm.
There were more people bitching about the Blackhawks getting in than they were the Rangers getting in. Like it's done is done. I don't really give a shit what other people think in regards to this, because the Blackhawks got Connor Bedard. That's all I care about. And they're not getting rid of him. Before I go to that, let me get the next person in the room. Easy, hand raised. Go ahead.
Thank you. About fucking time. No, that's kind of my point is like, yeah, you know what? Maybe it was rigged, right? Maybe it was rigged, but like, I don't care. Who cares? Like we're getting an elite hockey player. Like, yeah, if other teams fans want to bitch about it, sure, go ahead. Doesn't change the fact that we're getting the next stud hockey player. But it doesn't change the fact that we're going to be a really good team again really soon. And I just, that's really all there is to it. Like as Blackhawks fans, if this shit was rigged, like, should we feel bad about it? I think the answer is absolutely not.
Frank, can you put up Bullet's comment, please?
Popular teams and winning teams make ratings go up and sell tickets. Nobody wants to watch small market. That 100% true.
That's my point. What I was saying.
It's literally what it is.
It's true. Let's not pretend that we still do need the small market teams though, because
I'm not saying you don't.
We say the Lakers or the Knicks, they need teams like Memphis or New Orleans or Oklahoma City, San Antonio, right? To fill out their schedule and whatnot. But Sacramento. But at the same time, I think Bullets is right.
If this was a damn
good teams to be good.
Yeah, if this was a really good player going number 1 overall, Anaheim would have won it. Columbus would have won it. Somebody else would have won it. But the next great player who was projected to go number 1 overall when he was 13 years old, they were waiting for him to actually be able to get drafted. They've been waiting this long for it. You're not putting that on Columbus or freaking.
Well, I was going to say, you can't do that with the Panthers, the Atlanta Thrashers. You can't even do it with the Detroit Red Wings, who had some success.
Well, you can't do it with the Thrashers because they don't exist anymore.
But they weren't at the lower tier to be.
Yeah, no, exactly. They weren't. Detroit was still like a 3% chance to get it.
Right. So
Chicago was still an 8% chance, while Columbus was a 14 or 13% chance, and Anaheim was an 18% chance. It's not a huge difference to try to sneak in somebody who profits more money. I mean, Chicago Blackhawks are still the number 1 NHL team worldwide. No. Why would you not put the greatest player coming out of the draft on that team if you have the possibility?
Coldest sweater I've seen since the Kraken, but I like
Kraken sweater is pretty badass.
I like the Kraken logo.
Yeah, that Kraken sweater is.
That Kraken sweater is. That Kraken is cracking.
And one thing I'm going to bring up, not really Blackhawks related. The Edmonton Oilers just lost, I think it was yesterday in Game 7. This will now mark 30 years since a Canadian team has won the Stanley Cup.
Really?
USA.
30 years. USA. That is insane that this is still happening. And it's not the fact that none of these Canadian. There's always at least 3 or 4 Canadian teams in the playoffs almost every single year. They just can't.
I remember Gretzky on Edmonton before he went to the Kings. I legit remember that. Blades of Steel. I remember that.
Still the greatest hockey game.
Yeah,
Blades of Steel. But that's another little. It's not really Hawk talk. I guess that could be a tank topic. But I will say this: Canada still dominates the NHL.
Oh, absolutely.
But ownership and running an organization. Sorry, Canada. You can't do it.
I think you mean sorry, Canada.
And you guys got to keep crying, not ripping on Canada here, but constantly crying, saying that Bettman just never wants a Canadian team to win the Stanley Cup.
Hey, Frank, what's the Final Four right now?
We got
Vegas,
Florida, Carolina, and then Vegas and Dallas.
Yeah. So Dallas just knocked out your Seattle in Game 7 yesterday.
Damn. So wait.
Yeah.
3 expansion teams and 1. You feel me?
It's very interesting how these expansion teams keep.
Wait, who are the expansions out of the?
Well,
obviously,
it's Carolina and
no, Carolina's not really an expansion.
No, they were expansion. The Carolina.
Oh, they were expansion, but that was in the late 90s. That was a long time ago. Though.
Right, but I'm saying that's like saying the Carolina Panthers in football. They still were
Vegas Golden Knights are only 5 years, while Seattle, this is their first year.
Seattle's gone, but yes.
I know they're gone, but regardless, they got.
I was rooting for them.
The semifinals.
And I'm gonna say this, and I don't know. This is not rigged or anything like that. It's kind of like you can say a little bit unfair because whenever they came up with these expansion teams back in the 80s and the 90s, they sucked for 5-6 years before they could actually find top elite talent to come play for them. It's not like that in the NHL because the NHL pretty much for these expansion teams takes away their salary cap. Or it doesn't take it away. It kind of gives them a higher range of salary cap. So a lot of those players or those teams that are trying to shed contracts, but are still good players, but they can't afford
these expansion teams because they got the money.
Sending them to these expansion teams where they're not getting penalized for these contracts.
Mm-hmm.
So if you look at Seattle and you look at, we'll say, the Vegas Golden Knights, they don't have an elite player on their team. They have so much debt. They have 4 straight lines of damn good players.
Mm-hmm.
And that is what wins in the NHL, which is
so
why
that's what the Blackhawks will need to do to support their new guy.
That is 100%. It'll be interesting to see what they're going to do. It's still early.
Bring back Quinville. Coach Q.
Quinville has been rumored coming out that he was going to possibly go to the Rangers for their new head coach to play for Patrick Kane because the Rangers just fired their coach, and they basically said they don't want Quinville. So
we'll take Joel.
I mean, I like our head coach. My opinion, I like him. I like his system. I like what he brings. He brings that NHL caliber player too, that grindingness type player that he played with his entire NHL career. I like him. You just got to put a team that's going to be built around his
Coach
system.
Q got us 3, right?
What?
Coach Q got us 3, right?
3 rings, yeah. He's got 4 total. He got 1 in St. Louis as well. And he is still the second most winning coach in NHL history, but he'll never get past first, which was actually our former general manager that I freaking hated, Stan Bowman's dad.
Hey, I remember Bowman, yeah. Bring Coach Q
I think for me, I'm struggling with the fact that it's Carolina versus the Panthers. That's just confusing me.
It's very interesting that Florida got this far.
No, it's the Florida Panthers.
No, I know it's the Florida Panthers going
versus
against
the Carolina Hurricanes.
Right, but Carolina versus the Panthers, just like because of football, it's been confusing me, man.
Oh, that's where you're going with it. Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
also, it is weird that those two teams, like, I feel like I don't know anything about those two teams.
I picked Carolina to win the Stanley Cup to start the season, so I'm hoping they're still going to win me good. So,
hey,
they're
nice.
due.
I'll root for your sake, man. That'd be great.
All right. Well, let's get to JB's full court press.
Well, he's got a cool little thing. I still don't got something. There's a stupid fucking thing. I'm gonna make my own fucking shit.
My full court press has absolutely nothing to do with actual basketball, but it has to do with parenting and mentorship.
Ooh, I know where this is going.
I wonder where this is going.
Oh, no, ain't no wondering. I've let the cat out the bag. Ja Morant is an idiot.
He's a fucking idiot.
ANIDIOT. Idiot. His father, T. Morant, is also an idiot. This is what happens, people, when you are friends with your children as opposed to being friendly with your children. In less than 2 months, he has been involved in 2 situations where guns have been prevalent. Why does Ja Morant want to be a gangster? Hey, Frank, do you want to be a gangster?
No, I don't want to be
Hey, Easy, you out there with the Bloods and Crips. You want to be a gangster?
Not particularly, man.
Hey, Fal, we grew
especially
up with
especially if I was making $200 million. I don't know why I would want to be a gangster.
Clearly. Hey, Chris, we grew up with Folsom Moles. That life didn't live too well with us, did it?
I mean, maybe I do it for the memes, but that's about it.
So, and I'm glad you brought that up, Easy, because what I'm looking at now is an insecure young man who's more interested in Instagram likes than winning championships and making money. The lad just lost $40 million because he was not able to make one of the 3 All-NBA teams. $40 million. I don't know about where he come from for real, but I don't think I want to just give up $40 million for some Instagram likes.
No.
That's bad. That's bad policy. That's plaids and stripes. That don't mesh. So this goes out to everybody. I don't know what it's like to have $200 million. But guess what? Real soon, John Morant ain't going to know what it's like either.
John Morant doesn't keep it careful. He's going to be out of a lot more than that, too.
He don't know what it's like either. So I say this and I urge all of us that are parents, all of us that are trying to become parents, all of us that have kids that may be prospects or whatever. Be a parent to your child. Do not be your child's friend. Because when you're your child's friend, this is what happens. That's my PSA on JB's Full Court Press.
As the resident Memphis fan or the part-time Memphis fan, I just want to it drives me crazy because all you had to do was not show a gun on Instagram Live.
Like, how be stupid all they want. Just not
like it's so easy to not do that. All you have to do
you just said a mouthful right now. It's so easy to not do that.
And this is where I'm going to go with this too. After watching his video, nobody can go and blame his friends now.
No.
Because his friend literally threw the phone to the ground immediately when he saw John Morant pull up that gun. Because even he knew Morant's going to get in deep shit for doing that, and they wanted to hope he didn't catch it.
Okay, but here's the thing.
But guess what? Slow motion.
If you're gonna go live with a gun, at least make it not like a little 2-inch snub nose. Like, get a bazooka. That would be funny.
Now let me bring something to the table.
Only get in trouble
let's address the elephant in the room. Let me bring something to the table, right? If I'm rolling with foul, and I've known this man half my life, he's not going to let me be on IG Live, knowing that I have it. He's just not. Because that
guy wanted his Instagram.
But it was his Instagram. So by him showing I got Ja on my Instagram, he wants likes.
Yeah, it was his friend's Instagram.
So here we go again. This Generation Z, Generation Alpha, A, whatever you want to call them now, do not know what life is without social media.
True.
When you live your life for likes, this is what happens. I have a son that played college basketball and, had a chance to play a little pro ball. If I knew that my son was in this position, I would beat his ass. Because you're not going to, for one, I'm not going to let you ruin your career. For two, I'm not going to let your knucklehead friends who end up becoming hangers-ons at some point ruin your career. Two, I'm sorry. I know this might be a sore spot for people. We all knew Barry Bonds took human growth hormones or steroids, whatever. We know it.
Absolutely, we did.
But you know what his trainer or whatever didn't do? He didn't let Barry Bonds take the fall for it. I'll do the jail time.
Also, Bonds stayed in the gym and stayed in the batting cages and became the best hitter in the history of.
I look at it like this.
Tell him, Grogu.
Tell him, Grogu. We'll go back to Michael Vick. There's no way his cousin ain't supposed to take that rap. Michael Vick was never supposed to go to jail for some dogs where he wasn't even there. Okay. Never. But when you put yourself in these situations, friends, family, whatever, you become a target. And when you don't have good, structured folks around you, right, this is what happens. I don't need to live my life on social media. I don't care. If you like my stuff, great. If you don't, am I pressed?
I wouldn't be on social media if I was making $50 million a year.
I'm only on social media so I could talk shit about Chicago sports. That's it. That's the whole reason.
And that's most of our vibe, right? With this right now. But with this younger crowd, and this is why I said I'm not talking to Ja right now. I'm talking to T. Get your son, bro. Get your son before he throws his life away. I ain't talking about the NBA money. His
Anthony's
life.
Got a good point here too. Look at this is the truth. He's not even about that gangster.
He's not about that, and that's what I'm saying.
Why did you convert
him? And you hit the nail on the head, brother. He's so enamored with that life. But guess what? There are real people out there that's going to see him doing this and be like, oh, I got to get him. And I don't want to wake up one day to break the news saying that Ja Morant has been murdered because of a lifestyle that he chose to live that he knows nothing about.
And that's what I'd be afraid of if he comes and plays for Chicago.
Also, no, Memphis too. Look, like that's a
Memphis.
threat.
That's some scary shit.
Everybody knows Memphis gun laws are not as strict and all that, so I get it. All our Second Amendment people, I'm not mad at you because you're right. I exercise my right to the Second Amendment as well. I'm not saying that
in high school.
But what I'm saying is, when
Brooke.
When you are
no, there's perks of social media. There
are perks, absolutely. But when you're that guy for your family, I mean, you don't give up. You never give up the money. You never let the money take the fall.
He's got a daughter, man. He's got a fucking.
He just had a little daughter.
Yeah.
He just had a little baby girl.
Another one.
But you know what he just did? He forced Adam Silver to make him an example,
and it's going to be a big example.
I'm here like 50 games, and I'm just being real. If this had been like a year or 2 years afterwards, I might be like, whatever. It's been 2 months. Dude, you got to sit for a year.
Ooh, we get bullets rocking out to the Tupac.
I hope they only give him half a year because I'm a Grizzlies fan. But
here's
I'm embarrassed. Like I'm like I said, I'm all into the Bulls now because like
easy. I'm with you. I'm with you because I think the kid. I'm a big second and third chance guy, right?
Right, and he didn't break a law.
No, in Tennessee, he did not break a law.
Right,
but we all know
Tennessee is
broken
the NBA is a separate private organization and entity. They have their own rules and guidelines you have to follow.
Right.
Yeah.
I'll take you back to the Bulls. We drafted a point guard, Jay Williams.
Like
I remember Jay.
He was told specifically.
I remember that.
Well, what did they tell Jay Williams? Hey, man, don't get on no motorcycle.
Stay off your damn bike, dude.
And what did he do?
He refused, and he never played an NBA game again.
You got to remember, the NBA is all about perception.
Absolutely.
Ja Morant is a young guy. He's a young superstar that the NBA is desperately trying to market. But they can't market him when he's sitting up there throwing up gang signs, beating on people, and sitting up there posing with fucking guns. So, yes, I think his dumb ass should sit for a year. Yes,
at least, Chris, you're right.
I agree with that
his dumb ass should sit up there and do that because they're not going to constantly keep giving you chances. First of all, like you all said, or someone said in the chat, this is a guy that grew up going to Catholic schools, had both parents, all the good things that a lot of kids wish that they did have, but they didn't have.
Maybe
so this is what this guy grew up with. Why are you trying to act like it's like being a suburban kid? You want to be like the city kids that were gangsters and grew up with gangsters and had to be in gangs because there are certain neighborhoods that they lived in. They can't go to this school because certain rival gangs sit up there and they control this block and they control this school. You know, you may not want to be, but you are a role model. Unfortunately, you're part of that dumbass generation that tends to sit up there and mess up and do things.
What is Jock? Easy 22, 23 years old?
I think he's 23, 24.
You should have did the Ray Lewis. You should have gave a motherfucker a bag full of fucking money or a suitcase full of money. Tell him, get the fuck about my life. You my mans, but I can't have you in my life. You should have do that to all your boys. If they're not bringing positivity into your shit, if they're not looking out for your best interest, why the fuck you got them around you?
They said,
and wait, hold on, Easy, real quick. The thing that was really telling about this, that particular guy was with him in the strip club as well in Denver.
Mm-hmm.
But this is his childhood friend who pretty much lived the same life he did.
Shouldn't be that gangster life either.
No. So where's this facade coming from? Like, I don't want to be Tupac. I'm not.
And Good point.
I'm just
Anthony,
saying
on this
it's a
one.
specific like.
Not a fan. I'm not a fan of LeBron James. Everybody knows that, especially you bullets. But I will give him props. He never did get into trouble. From all the hype that he has had around him since he was 15 years old, he's never gotten in trouble. So kudos to him on that one.
It's not just he hasn't gotten in trouble. Like he's been.
People to do that.
And he had good
person.
people, good real friends around him. It's like, let's make you a brand. Let me not leech off of you. I'm gonna tell you a story real quick because I don't want to grandstand. Although it's not the same apples to oranges, but it's still fruit. Remember when Gilbert Arenas brought the guns to the facility?
Yeah, I do remember that.
And then we just never saw Gilbert Arenas again. Remember when Maurice Claret had the shotgun on the motorcycle? And we just never heard of Maurice Claret again? This is what I'm talking about. Ja is about to travel down that. Do you all remember when Plaxico Burress, my Michigan State alumni brother,
that one too?
had the gun in his sweatpants in a New York club of where there are no handguns allowed and shot himself?
Yeah, and I remember him saying too, he was like, it's for protection. I was like, you have like 5 security guards with you there too. Do all have guns?
You want, okay, play stupid games, win stupid prizes.
To me, it's like, first of all, when people say like, "Oh, it's for protection," to me that sounds, unless you have an absolute, like you actually have a reason, you have people coming after you, that just always reads as very paranoid to me. Secondly, it's such a specific thing that they asked him not to do. Like, hey, don't go on Instagram Live with a gun. Don't do that. It's a bad look. It's bad behavior. Don't do it.
Frank, I need you to put up 2 comments.
Specifically, again, not 3 fucking months later. That's where it's like, where does he get off? Like how he's more than a few sandwiches shy of a picnic.
Hey, easy. It's called Teflon. You know what Teflon does? Nothing sticks. He feels he's Teflon, right? And he's not.
More like
flour.
I need you to put up Jeremy's comment and then double back and put up Anthony's comment. So Ja just released a statement basically saying, I'm taking full responsibility for this, and I have a lot of work to do on myself. You know what? You lost the benefit of the doubt because you just said this same
shit
the first time. Which you only said 8 games.
I got to say something.
Go ahead.
This is unique to me. My I just graduated from Georgetown with my master's.
Hey.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, you didn't say nothing, man. We Hoya Destroyer, love that.
Oh yeah, represent. Decent basketball teams. But my professor in my sports PR class, she actually works with Ja Morant's PR team.
Really?
And yes, which is very funny because of what's been going on.
Mm-hmm.
She's definitely got her hands full right now. I am just very curious. Like, yeah, Ja said, taking full responsibility. We can't give him the benefit of the doubt. Like,
he lost the benefit of the doubt.
What kind of pickle my professor is in, because like, there's nothing they can say. You never expect to run into something like this.
Easy. If I'm her, I'm saying I can't handle this. I'm resigning.
I imagine the way I understand it.
I would.
Save
face now while you can.
I also think being Ja Morant's representative, like it's a good way of making yourself more marketable in that field, because like you're constantly having to put out fires. But yeah, no, at this point it's getting pretty freaking stupid. It's getting pretty stupid.
Well, here's let me expound upon that just a little bit.
All right, John, you're gonna have the last word.
No, I just wanted to put up, if he could put up, that. And that was in regards to what? The Plaxico Burress situation, right?
Yeah.
Ja is following this same script.
Yeah. If worse.
Yeah.
He somebody, a real gangster is gonna come and see him. And that's not what he wants. But that's my full court press.
Yeah. In closing, people, anytime you're sitting up there, you're a celebrity and you got something. You don't even have to be a celebrity. When you got something great going for yourself, keep people around you that's going to be positive, people that's going to sit up there and benefit you, not those that's going to get you in trouble or allow you to get yourself into trouble. Keep positive people around you. Those other people, unfortunately, it can be family members. It can be childhood friends. In life, sometimes we got to go a different path.
So they don't destroy your life.
Exactly.
I see those Lakers are coming
now,
back.
with that being said, let's go ahead and get some shout outs in. Easy. Go ahead and kick it off, my man.
Like to shout out, my mom and all your moms. Mother's Day was just 2 days ago. Shout out all the moms out there. Y'all are the best people in the world. Good moms can't beat a good mom. And yes, happy Mother's Day, Miss Sandra. Of course, direct shout out to you and to my mom, Barbara Galb, who couldn't join the show tonight, but usually chimes in, and we'll probably check it out later. Shout out to the football and a little bit basketball and hockey, because they're making up for baseball, which sucks in Chicago right now. Shitty baseball in Chicago. Cubs, Sox, doesn't matter. Both shit. I
at least
feel
the Cubs are exciting though.
No, we've been.
Aren't the White Sox 6 out of their last 9 or something like that?
No, look.
I don't know. They lost their last 3. I know that.
No, I mean
6 out of their last 9.
Oh, they ain't
Cubs have been
three.
shit, man. Cubs have been absolute.
They won today.
I also I want to answer Brooke's question. She asked me earlier, what all teams do I support? I am a Cubs fan in baseball. I am a Bears fan in football. I'm a Blackhawks fan in hockey. And in the NBA, I root for 2 teams, the Bulls and the Grizzlies. Yes, I know that's, very sacrilege to some people, but I think it's absolutely okay when both of those teams suck ass. And both of my teams suck ass. So I think it's fine. And that's because I lived in Memphis for so long that you just you can't not be a little bit of a Grizzlies fan after that. But I'm mainly a Bulls fan at this point. And in college, I root for SDSU and now Georgetown, because I went to SDSU and then Georgetown.
Oh, yes.
That's not really a shout out. So I'll shout out the chat. It was very lively today. That was a lot of fun. A lot of fun
Brooke
things.
Always talking shit.
Yeah. Shout out to. Oh man, I hate going first because then I just forget so many things.
That's why I like coming after you, because then I usually knock it out the park because you fuck up.
But yeah, no, I guess I'll shout this out. Not to be too negative, but this is the time for this kind of thing. Friend of mine, his name's Yotam, recently got in a serious motorcycle accident and he lost his leg. And
sorry to hear that.
Yeah, it's just kind of a bummer. He's been, in the hospital, has to go through surgery and get all the prosthetics and whatnot. So, shout out to him. Hope he makes hope he recovers to the best of his abilities. And just hope he's okay. And yeah, shout out to you guys. I had a lot of fun as always hosting the show.
Yes, sir.
Who's next?
Frank?
All right, I'll hit it off. I'll give a shout out to Anthony Davis, who seems to be carrying his team back for the Lakers, who are only down by 3 points right now.
Best player in the NBA?
Yeah, when he's healthy. That's a big if, though.
So
shout out to all you guys. Always love being on here on Tuesday nights. Always enjoyable. Shout out to Terrence, who's behind the scenes lurking now, but it's okay. L for love, the lurker. Shout out to everyone on the chat. Chat was lit from start to finish. Brooke, look at this. I don't know too many people who talk as much shit as that girl does. Gotta love her, but man. But hey, kudos to her. She was on start to finish, chatting the entire time. Took a little bit of break on the ride home, but shout out to the podcast mom, JB's mom. Happy Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there, even though it's a little bit past, but that's okay. Jeremy, on fire from the get-go. Bullet showed up a little late. Always happy to have you on. Anthony Stewart, always on start to finish. Love having you on, man. Dark Spectre was on pretty much most of the entire podcast, too. Skylark. Yep. Skylark, happy to have you on. Berlissimo chimed in for a quick second until he saw Bullets' bullshit come up on the chat. So then he hopped off. What's up with you guys? You two always fighting or something? Damn. What did I miss? Anything good? You just wooed me right in the middle of my damn shout-outs.
All right, I'm watching this.
All right, that's all I got. All right, next.
JB.
Oh my God, Austin Reeves. Oh, sorry. I'm just really into this Denver Lakers game. Like it's a problem. But back to the shout outs, Frank. I think you hit everybody. Special shouts out to Brooke, Ant Stewart, Bullets. We got Skylark came back. We love when we see Skylark. Noah Gross came back. You know, we love when Noah jumps on. Hey, you know we didn't see, and I'm a little concerned. We did a lot of Detroit talking. We didn't see Don Burr.
Right, we actually.
Yeah, where's Don Burr at?
Like, where's like?
Some of us game Detroit their props, and Don Burr doesn't come on. He only comes on.
You wanna know why? Because he's Detroiting.
Oh, you stop it.
All right, Jeremy put on a very nice segment for next week. You know, Berlissimo and Bullets therapy section, and try to figure out why those two are always fighting.
You know what? We're gonna have to get Berlissimo and Bullets on, like legit on the show.
We do it. We'll make a show just for Berlissimo to help him out too.
We're gonna have to ask, like, well, first of all, I have to give props to Berlissimo because it's like 3:00 in London right now. Like,
LeBron just flopped so hard.
LeBron born flopping,
and
he flopped out of his mother.
Berlissimo. Jeremy was on fire. Like I said, my man Skylar came back. Dark Spectre, you already gave props to. Like, the chat was what we love to have, y'all. Like, this is what we want. We do this for you all. We had a new member, Dobbs. If I'm saying your name wrong, please correct me. Dobbsy34. That's a new one for me. Thank you for showing. Thank you for liking and subscribing and joining us on the Chicago Clubhouse podcast. Love to have you. The conversations we had today, guys, like, regardless if we have a guest or not, we always have compelling conversations. We always have in-depth conversations. And that's what this is really about. You know, we don't prattle on. We bring our guests in, we bring our fans in, and we have some really, really, really good talk. And that's why we do this every week. And then, like, if I didn't have this to do on Tuesday, to be honest with you, I don't think I know what I'd be doing. But I love being here. So thank you all in the chat. Continue to join us and support us. We'll continue bringing great content to you. And then finally, special shout out to my moms. If we only got one person watching, we know it's my moms. So that's all I got.
And that was JB. I want to give a shout out to everyone in the chat. Once again, thank you all for coming in and watching the Chicago Clubhouse podcast. Now, remember, everyone out there, to like and subscribe to the Chicago Clubhouse podcast. I want to give a shout out to you three brothers, JB, Frank the Take Easy, our boy T Nick, that's in the background lurking as usual. Shout out and happy belated Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. More importantly, happy belated Mother's Day to all the first-time mothers out there. There's a lot of first-time mothers out there, and we want to give you a shout out. Welcome to having your first Mother's Day. Special shout out to my fiance. Happy Mother's Day. Happy belated Mother's Day to her. Happy Mother's Day to my mom, my sister, and all my loved ones and family members. Okay. Also want to give a shout out to, shout out to the kiddies. Shout out to my daughters. Their first time, I had them this weekend, first time in Chicago together.
Oh, they came home? Hey!
Yeah, so first time with them. Shout out to them. Shout out to my kiddies that's here. School is winding down, so I don't have to too much really get on them about curfew and being on their phone. Actually, I think two of them ain't even got their phones. So shout out to matter of fact, ain't shit else to shout out to. Just remember, people, to love one another out there. Please be careful, be safe. This world is crazy enough. And shit. That's it. Oh, also, shout out to my main man. The dude that you all came to see.
We're still waiting for that jersey to get out.
Grogu. Shout out to Grogu. And remember, you can catch Grogu on the Disney Plus channel on Wednesdays. Well,
yeah, to get Disney Plus.
Mandalorian is done, so you can catch him on Wednesday. No, not on Wednesdays, on the Disney Plus channel. Check them out. Got season 1, 2, and 3 of The Mandalorian.
Not a problem for me, Dark Spectre.
Outside of that, we'd like to thank you all for coming out. But guess what?
We out.
This has been a Chicago Clubhouse Network production.
You're still here. It's over. Go home.